Bet I'm gonna have to definitely tap in when I get the chance. But we are live now, I believe. Let me sign in here real quick. But I'll do a formal introduction for the people. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another season's prediction thing. This is a very long time from the last episode, but we are at the second to last one of the season. The award ballots are being, I'm pretty sure, finalized right now. Which it's kind of interesting because I think this year it's different because they had players file for the 64 game um extenuation, if I'm not mistaken. So 30% of ballots have been completed, but the others are still being done. So this will be the last one before the awards officially come out, and also before the playoffs begin. But with all of that nerd stuff out the way, I would like to introduce Real Talk, urgent content creator. He is in the building, has a lot of streams and videos that he is formatting this week and more for the playoffs. Real Talk, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. You know what I'm saying? Glad to be on here again. Feel like I'm no longer a guest on this channel. I feel like this is another home for me over here. So, salute to everybody in the chat. And I have to do yet another stream with this Nimrod to the side of you. But it is what it is.
And I will.
Oh, I'm the Nimrod. Oh,
Yeah, you're the Nimrod. Yeah, you're the
Yeah, he
Nimrod.
was funny. He said home was the chin. But I'm gonna introduce the person that Real Talk allegedly called a Nimrod. Mars Talk Sports. You've seen him on the panel. You've seen him, of course, on the Hoop Talks podcast. His co-host is cooked at work, unfortunately, but we have his list. Mars, how are you feeling today?
feeling good, feeling amazing. Um, Hello.
Cool, cool. Love the enthusiasm. All right. So, uh, before we get into the beginning of our list, I did want to walk through the play-in conversation because technically speaking, the 1 through 8 seeds are not final yet. We've seen some pretty good play-in performances, so I just wanted to get your perspectives on how the plan is going this year and who you ultimately have coming out of the teams that are remaining. Real talk. We can start with you.
Well, number one, I want to say great win by the Golden State Warriors last night. Um, Steph Curry looked like he might have struggled that game in the first half, but he was able to tap into something. Tap into greatness. What true greats do. They dig deep down and they find a way to pull things out, or they don't, collapse in the fourth quarter and only score 2 points and have two turnovers and go 1 for 2 and get denied the ball the entire quarter. But that being said, salute to Draymond Green. He was fantastic as well defensively. Guy Santos is a player I told you a while ago that I liked on y'all's roster. He was good that game. KP was very good that game as well. And then Al Horford doing what veterans do. That is the reason why you sign veterans, for them to perform, in pressure situations, because they've been there, done that. Comes into the game, fourth quarter, hits three straight threes, gets y'all the lead, and y'all don't look back. Shout out to Darius Garland though. He played well. I tend to. I don't know if I'm a hater of Darius Garland because I call him Quick D'Lo. I just think it's funny. Um, but yeah, I got Golden State beating the Suns. Um, I just think the Suns. Number one, I don't think they'll be able to guard Steph Curry. I just think Steph's in that mode right now, and Devin Booker is just not the player that he once was. And I think y'all will be able to contain him. And obviously Jalen Green is a shit show against the Warriors, so there's that as well. So I got Golden State winning, and then I also have Charlotte beating the Magic by a substantial margin. I actually think the game's going to be a blowout, to be honest with you.
Okay. Interesting perspectives on the plan. Before I give mine, Mars, how are you surveying the current playing picture right now?
I think it's been very good games, -1. Um, I think Golden State will get the 8th seed in the West, and Charlotte will probably get the 8th seed in the East. But we're gonna root for Orlando because why not? So we're gonna go with Golden State and Orlando. Unfortunate for Phoenix, obviously being a 7 seed, winning 45 games and then missing the playoffs, but that's life, man. Stuff happens. So, yeah, we move and prosper.
Yeah, I would say for me, I think the plan has been, I would say, really, really well. We've seen some very fun overall performances. I have to say, I was very stunned by the Suns and the Blazers game. Oh, in general, and the fact that now Golden State actually has a chance. As y'all know, it's been kind of hard to watch this team that won 37 games for a good stretch of this season. So seeing them compete and bring that euphoric basketball feeling was fun to see, but they still have to go out there and beat the Suns. And I know real talk is counting Jalen Green out, but I'm terrified of playing a variance version of Jalen Green where all of a sudden he could actually kill us in this playing game. I see Mars grabbing his head. Am I wrong to say that, Mars? Let me know.
I mean, don't
Jalen
get it
Green has
twisted.
played Jalen Green has played the Warriors in his career 21 times. Jalen Green has shot better than 40% from the field twice. So
That was in Houston though. New environment.
sure. This is a chronological order of every time Jalen Green played the Golden State Warriors in his career. 4 for 12, 9 points. 0 for 11, 3 points. 2 for 9, 10 points. 4 for 15, 16 points. 6 for 19, 13 points.
Oh,
7
wow.
for 19, 5 turnovers, but 20 points. 8 for 20, 21 points with 4 turnovers. 6 for 15, 16 points. 4 for 12, 13 points. 2 for 13, 7 points. 4 for 16, 14 points. 5 for 15, 12 points. 3 for 10, 9 points. 9 for 19, 21 points. We then move into the playoff games in chronological order. 3 for 15, 7 points. 13 for 25, 38 points. 4 for 11, 9 points. 3 for 8, 8 points. 3 for 8, 11 points. 3 for 11, 12 points. 3 for 8, 8 points. That is every time he's played Golden State. He has had 2 games in which you could call somewhat respectable.
Sounds like regular Jalen Green to me. I don't know.
So it sounds like Phoenix gonna be going home.
Sounds like regular
There you
Jalen
go.
Green to me.
I definitely see
Averaging
the
13
numbers.
points in his career against the Golden State Warriors.
Listen, I see those numbers, Mars, and I definitely hear you that, I maybe don't have to be afraid, but I have seen so many teams this season that come into the game not being a traditionally good 3-point shooting team, and then Caleb Love and some other players wind up killing us specifically. And I just don't want to end up on the wrong coin of the Jalen Green variance, where even beyond the Warriors, he is a player where, yeah, he might not have great consistent shooting nights, but then he can also just explode randomly. Don't let that be the one game we need to advance out of the play-in to go play OKC in a blood battle. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So I would love to not lose to that. That would be a heartbreaker to end my season. All I'm saying.
You
But
don't have to worry about that, but sure.
all good, all good, all good. That's fair. So yeah, outside of that though, we are officially at the end of the season. I'm gonna have a nice graphic to show exactly the growth from our predictions moving forward. Actually, my headphones just died, so give me 1 second as I plug these back in because gotta love Bose headphones at times.
Excuse me.
Try this
Such
What?
one more time.
luxurious
Sorry about
content
that.
I'm up.
creation. God damn.
Nobody up here has manners, huh? Okay.
I just don't want you to be blessed, so I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I know you're a hater. I've been through that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I can hear you now.
It is
Yeah,
what it
my
is.
blessings. You can get my false blessings if you want them. So bless you. There you go.
False blessings.
Thank you.
Jokes on you. I cross my fingers. So yeah, no blessings
That's
for you.
nasty.
God,
That's nasty,
God
Marv.
wasn't
Don't do
listening
that.
to you anyway. God wasn't listening
Fingers
to him
crossed.
anyway. He already
You're
blessed
not
you.
real, so you're not listening to anyone.
Mm.
Don't strike him, Lord. Don't strike him, God.
Don't strike him, Lord.
Don't strike him, Lord.
Yeah. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but essentially, this is, as I said earlier, the last episode before the awards and the playoffs reach their conclusion. We had a lot of takes throughout the season. Some of our takes evolved in between. I'm gonna start with this, man. Shout out to the 2026 season. I enjoyed it. It was a very turbulent season for my team specifically, but outside of that, I love the quality of games being played. We saw the ascension of certain players. I think Shea reached another level that was an even bigger level up than last year. But we're gonna start with one of the lackluster awards in question: Sixth Man of the Year. Who do we have as our sixth man of the year to end the 2026 campaign?
This isn't the prediction thing, right? This is who we would have winning it. Just
Yeah,
so
yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going first?
Well, since you asked the question, Mars.
You were talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I didn't want to just intrude. I didn't want to assume it was on me, so I didn't want to just hijack the show. I'm going with Sandri Mamukelashvili. He's my sixth man of the year. I think he's been the most impactful player off the bench while being simultaneously the most available. It was between him and AJ Mitchell. Sandro played 23 more games. So, I think offensively he's been arguably Toronto's third best player. In terms of everything he can do as a ball handler, driver, shooter, passer, all the connective stuff he brings. And then defensively, he's also a very smart positional defender. Not the greatest in terms of like physical tools as a defender, but providing impact on both sides of the ball. On a team that has been very successful with him. Obviously, the on-off numbers are always going to be in guys like him, his favor. So it was between him and AJ Mitchell. I didn't really consider other people. Like, he's just better than Jaime Hackers. He's just better than Keldon Johnson. So yeah, I went with Sandri Mamukelashvili, who I don't think is even going to get votes, but
Probably won't.
yeah, I have him. Yeah.
Okay, nice. I do like the Mamu pick. I do think he's had a very nice time and has been an integral piece for the Raptors in terms of them actually securing playoff positioning, which a lot of people before the season were not too sure on. So I'm happy to see him get some love on this list. Real talk. Who do you have as your sixth man of the year?
Definitely not anybody from Toronto.
Nice.
I was thinking more so along the lines of Keldon. I'm gonna just go with Keldon Johnson. He's been really good. He's impressed me every time I've seen him and the San Antonio Spurs this year. It's been a cool little corner 3-point shooter. Can get to the basket. Can attack mismatches when he has a smaller body on him. He attacks that very well in the post or as a driver. So yeah, been a
What's good,
key
chat?
call to them winning a lot of games this year. Staying afloat in the games that Wemby doesn't play as well. He'll step up and have some better performances then as well. So I got Keldon. AJ, I think all of us know kind of AJ's a better player, but AJ just hasn't played as much.
That is my
So
dog show.
there's
That is my
respect.
dog.
And again, the guy in
That is my
Toronto.
dog show. That is my dog. That is my
Fair.
dog show. That is my dog. That is my dog show. That is my dog.
Now that's fair.
You're on mute.
Oh, I was on mute. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, that's fair. For me personally, I also had Keldon Johnson. My reasoning is I like the way that he improved as a player this year, and I felt like he was a good steadifying force off of their bench. I love the stability that he's been able to provide them, and I think that the size with his lineups he's able to impact positively. And I think the Spurs have been a very successful team because of guys like him buying into their roles for them to have success, and obviously having a generational player like Victor, of course. But I want to award that. So for me, Keldon Johnson is my sixth man of the year for this year. So
Keldon's better than Dylan Harper, so He'll win my 7th man of the year, though. So, shout out to Keldon. Good
Oh,
work.
by the way, have you changed your thoughts about Dylan Harper at all?
My thoughts before when you asked if I'm changing.
Like, are you even higher than you were before on his future as a player? Or like, are you about the same still?
I think I'm about the same. I'm about as high on Dylan Harper as one can be, I think. Yeah, I think he's really good. And that's it. I just think he's really good.
He's going to be a multiple-time All-Star. He's going to be the best guard on that team for years to come. He's actually better than Keldon Johnson right now. It's just
Yeah.
that Keldon, I guess, kind of provided more consistent play and value. However, it's funny because whenever I see San Antonio play, Dylan's great. But I do know that he's had a stretch where he wasn't that good. Was shooting like 20%, 20 some percent from three or something like that
That's
for
my
several
dog for sure.
years.
That's my
Had some
dog.
single digit games as
That's my
well.
dog for sure.
So
That's my
I'm kind of
dog.
going with Keldon because of consistency. But I do think Dylan Harper's like already better than him. And he's better than Castle as well. He's the second best guard on that team right now.
Hasn't Harper improved every month in terms of his 3-point volume and percentage, or is that incorrect?
Fairly sure. Yeah, I'm fairly sure.
Okay.
He kind of just stopped shooting off the dribble threes and then became like a lethal catch and shoot weapon. We'll see if
Fairs.
Portland's able to force him into pull up jumpers because I still think you'll see some of the flaws when it comes to that. But yeah, I want to say since like maybe the All-Star break or maybe since January, he was shooting like north of 40% from three. I'm gonna assume it's since the All-Star break. So let's just quick basketball reference check. Yeah, since the All-Star break, he was at 48% from three on just under 3 attempts. So,
Somebody keeps
shout out
saying they
to you,
keep
Dylan
getting
Harper.
turned down the Noti. Whatever the Noti is. I don't know.
Oh, I know what they mean. It's turned down now, so he should be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair. All right. I will note these down real quick. I'm just gonna put Mamu because I do not want to misspell his name, but I'll fix that in post. So we got Mamu for Mars and Keldon for me and Real
Yeah,
Talk.
knowing how to say his full name is crazy.
Mamukele
Mamushka Belly.
Mamukele Vili. I don't know if that's right, but we gonna hope. Sounds about right.
We are gonna hope. There. That's fine. Moving forward. Our next award, Defensive Player of the Year. Who do we have as our best defender this year, guys?
Chet. Going with Chet.
Okay.
Just saying shit. I got Star Thompson.
No, I mean, obviously, Wemby's going to win this award. So,
I got Wemby too.
Yeah. It's really
Shout out
not
to him.
even.
First ever unanimous. Shout out to him. First ever unanimous DPOY. Good work.
I got this question for y'all though. So and like I asked Real Talk this earlier, how many seasons Mars, if Wemby stays healthy, do you think he would win in a row? If like he plays the games.
I mean, as many as they decide that they want to just be honest. That's really it.
Okay.
So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Until they get bored of picking the same person for DPOY every year, is what I would assume. I struggle to see regular season which he won't be the most impactful defender. So until they no longer want to pick him, is my guess.
I think Wemby's reign as the best defensive player and/or the best player in the league isn't going to be as long as people are assuming, because I just think more people of that ilk are going to be in the league. I just think I'm kind of on the chilled train of thoughts where like there's going to be another one of these players like
Oh,
sooner
you
than
think another
people
Wemby's
think,
coming?
or just another like
Oh wow.
crazy talented player is gonna like it's not just gonna be Wemby for the next 12 years. I also think that they'll find different avenues to award different people the award. I don't think he's gonna win it 8, 9,
These
10
haters,
times in
man.
a row. I think they'll find different avenues to give somebody else the
Yeah,
award.
they'll find different avenues to hate.
I
Oh, fuck.
so like I might be underrating the national media, but I really do feel like at the end of the day, the reputation he's gonna have in terms of blocks and steals is gonna be the loudest thing. To overvote that, you would need a team to basically be like a crazy winning team, and like they would have to be the best play. Like I don't know if a perimeter defender could beat him out for the award based on that. It would have to be like some other big, right?
It'd have to be Chet.
Chat? Okay.
Chet has all the infrastructure to win it. It's just he's still not going to come close. Like this year, for example, and Chet's on the best defense in the league, and he has like a 100 defensive rating when he's on the floor, and he still
Yeah.
can't win it. So, and he's not even going to get a vote. So I think that kind of shows.
Well, that's because
Yeah, we're at.
Wemby's the media darling right now. But I mean,
Yeah,
again,
that's why.
every
Definitely not because he's
Yeah.
just the best defender in the league by a substantial margin.
no,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, yeah, he's gonna win it unanimously because he's a media darling right now. But this stage will pass. Every superstar player, they get initiated with the media. Oh my goodness, the media loves them. They can't do any wrong. Then as their career plays out, it turns like it. I'm not saying this to
Well,
hate
if the
on
Spurs
them.
win a chip this year, then no, that's not going to happen.
I mean, but they're not. So
I mean, but they
If
could though.
they did,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think they're there. They're not going to chip.
yeah, exactly. You don't think they're there, so if they do it, pride.
Yeah, I actually think, to be quite honest with you, they're not going to get past the second round. To be honest with
Which we'll get to. We will definitely get
They're not
into
going to beat
those
Denver.
conversations.
Oh no.
you, or Minnesota.
Oh.
Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those. Okay, I forgot
Okay.
about that. Yeah,
Well,
we're one of those people who are acting like Denver doesn't have a formality. Salute.
respect. respect. But yeah, we all have Wemby
It's a
for
victory
our
lap that
DPOY.
I am going to do when Minnesota wins this series. It's going to be legendary. I can't wait.
I will be there. I will be enjoying every second.
It's gonna be a different level of basketball displayed in that series. Certainly.
See
So,
levels to this. Yeah, we'll see levels to this.
absolutely.
We will see
Absolutely.
levels. Absolutely.
Yes, he will. But yeah, moving on. We all have Wemby as our defensive player of the year. Let's move on to a controversial award this year. Rookie of the year. There's been a lot going on with this. I think the way that it's gone, Cooper Flag was a loser on a bad team, and a whole lot of people weren't really moved by him. He was at the point guard spot, wasn't really playing that well at the beginning, and this and that. While Khan was like a staple of consistency for a good chunk of the season. And then 2026 happened, and Cooper Flag, after he came back from injury, started to play some even more stellar basketball. His numbers really got up there. And then the play-in happened where Khan was benched and really, really bad. And then a lot of people were like, how could I think he was ever the rookie of the year? Who is your rookie of the year?
I'll go first because Mars went first the last time. I have Cooper Flag. Um, I just think he's a better player. I think he reached higher highs in the year this year, and shout out to Con Kniffle's consistency, but like I don't really think that's the purpose of Rookie of the Year. Like I don't. To me, it's not who's the most consistent rookie. It's like end of the year we get there. Who do you conclude was the better player? For me, it's going to be Cooper Flag, and Con Kniffle's going to have a hard time I think winning this award, or at least a harder time now that he was cosplaying Faye from season 3, episode 1 of Euphoria. If you're not familiar, Faye and Rue came back from Mexico because they were smuggling drug. Yeah, they were smuggling, and they had to swallow it. Actually, they were human uh, smugglers, right?
Mm.
And they swallowed it, and so it actually makes you you have to feces it out the drugs. And Faye was in the house with feces running down her leg because she had to hurry up and get to the toilet. and that's what was in the play-in game.
I
That was the
Straight
forgot that's where this
longest.
started.
That's the longest
I
wrap around.
forgot this is where that started.
I forgot too.
I was just
Yeah.
just straight feces running down his leg in that playing game. So I think that's going to make it a little harder for him to win the award. Quite honestly,
Wow. Yeah. Well, I will say
I'm
this.
talking about Euphoria watchers.
I've been seeing a lot of clips from the
I've
latest
watched like
episode of
2
Euphoria.
episodes of that show and I turned that show off. That show is the
Yeah.
most depraved nonsense I've ever seen.
I've never seen an episode
But
yet, but I'm
yeah,
tempted.
I tried to watch
A
a
little bit.
couple. There was
Okay.
a part. We just talking about Euphoria now. There was a part.
Yeah.
Some guy. I can't remember his name. I think he was some popular kid. And then there was some trans student. He liked the trans student, but his dad was behind the scenes messing with the trans student, but
Whoa.
no one knew or
Really?
something. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this show got it. I don't know what's going on.
Oh no,
There's-
it's a
There's
storyline that
I know it's like
there's
that.
it's all over the
there's
place.
shenanigans.
Wow.
There was shenanigans that I was like, I'm not about to do all of this. So, salute. If you enjoy that, you enjoy that. I'm good off that show.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a great great cinematography. It's probably the best shot show I think I've watched as far as
Really.
just
Okay.
the camera work in the show is ridiculous. The acting is very high level, and so if you have two of those things, I'm kind of hooked. The show is shot well, and it's high level acting, which it's definitely high level acting. I'll buy into any storyline that you have. I'm not gonna lie, as long as it's acted well, portrayed well, I'm
Okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah. No. I have not seen a single episode of Euphoria, but the clips I've seen of Zendaya as Rue from season 3 made me want to watch the show a little bit. So that might be my little off-season project.
She's
This, we'll see.
unbelievable in the show as Rue.
Mm.
Unbelievable. She needs to win some kind of award for playing Rue in that show. She's fantastic.
Word. Well, love the analogy about the Rookie of the Year coming from Euphoria with the drug digestion things going on and whatnot. Mars, how do you follow that up with your Rookie of the Year? Who you got?
Yeah, I don't have analogies and whatnot. I seen Real Talk tweet that he said this Rookie of the Year race is the litmus test for hoop talk. I
Yes,
asked
he
him what
did.
he meant. He said, yeah, and he said we'll discuss on Wednesday. We didn't because he wasn't there. So we're on Thursday now. So can you explain that?
I was just saying, like, I think clearly one frame of mind, the way that you look at basketball, you have Con Nipple, and another frame of mind, the way you look at basketball, you have Cooper Flag. I just think that it would be very disingenuous in this conversation, just kind of status to death, like knowing the circumstances of the two players. Um, I think Nipple has been optimized to a certain degree that Cooper Flag it's not even remotely close as far as his situation in Dallas. I think what Cooper Flag is asked to do is much harder. So really, what I was saying is the litmus test is: are you somebody who can provide and understand there are always context to numbers, or are you just somebody who's going to be driven by numbers and statistics? Is basically what I was saying. So I think if you are somebody like that, I think you do have Nipple, and quite frankly, all the people that I do think like that do have Nipple as their Rookie of the Year, by the way. So yeah,
Yeah, I guess I think like that because I have Nipple.
yeah, you did.
Which is fine. I'm not. Maybe I do. I don't know. Yeah, he played 11 more games than Coop too. So if I think it's relatively close, the 11 extra games are going to hold some weight to me. I just think he was more consistent start to finish. He slowed down towards the end, which I do think is relevant. Obviously, like I said earlier, dealing with like a sort of back issue for like the last 2-3 weeks definitely hasn't helped him. But staying out on the floor, being available, being the threat he was. Coop just having a more up and down season. Part of that is because obviously, like Real Talk said, the role he's in definitely is easier to hone in on his flaws that he may have because he is the focus of a defense. He does have the ball in his hands more. He is tasked with more self-creation in the typical sense. So all of that stuff does make it more difficult to produce impactful numbers, impact, whatever the case may be. But for me, rookie of the year is always just going to be who played the best during their rookie season. And I think that's Conker Nipple. So yeah, he's my rookie of the year.
Yeah, so this is a award that for me, we've seen shifts about how the media has viewed it time and time again, because on one year it's who puts up the most stats, winning doesn't matter, and then in I would say some other years winning does matter. And for me, I just think that these two players have been the best of their draft class pretty much the entire season, and I think the highs I get out of Cooper are just a lot higher than Khan's highs, but the floor that Khan has is way higher than Cooper. So to me, this is damn near a floor versus ceiling argument. Me personally, I'm gonna take the cop out answer. I want to do Coles. I think both of them for the floor and the ceiling should be celebrated for the Rookie of the Year award. I do believe that. So my answer is Coles. I really think they both deserve the honor for this season.
I
I
can
mean,
see
I'm
that.
not mad at Coles. I wouldn't be mad. Um, I am gonna be mad if like Con wins it flat out over Cooper. I just think that would be the
You're
wrong
gonna be
thing to
mad
do.
about rookie of the year.
I mean, not like genuinely, but like I'm like, oh, snappers. Cooper should have won, and then I'm gonna move on about my day.
If Con does win, because obviously I think we all agree Coop's gonna be the better player, like long term.
Yeah.
It's gonna age worse because people are gonna be like, I can't believe Cooper Flag didn't win it. I just like it just doesn't mean a whole lot to me. But I'm also like one of like the two people on the planet who was like Walker Kessler rookie of the year over Paolo. So um I don't know.
This feel
Kind
like
of just
this feel like a dumb question to ask you, Mars, but were you one of the people that were saying Joel Embiid was the Rookie of the Year over Malcolm Brogdon?
that was like what 2017.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think Joel Embiid was the best rookie that year. He just barely played. He played like what 35 games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like I understand why he didn't get it. It was simply because he didn't play enough. But if he played more, he would have won it. Like for sure.
Was that after
Most
the
rookie
year he already sat out and then he came
after
back?
the
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
he already set out. Yeah.
Yep.
Because he got drafted in 14. He didn't play until 16, 17. And he only played like 35 games that year. But when he played, he was like an all-star caliber player. So it's like he was very obviously the best rookie. He just didn't play enough. So I understand why he didn't win it. And I wasn't even voted for him because just of like seasonal impact. So guy played 70 games or
Okay.
whatever. You play half of that. It's like even if you were literally twice as good, that still doesn't actually equal to the same impact, like not necessarily.
Okay.
But like for most rookies, I was like 2018, I was team Ben Simmons. 2019, I think, yeah, it was obviously Luca for me. 2020, that was what Jar's rookie of the year, right?
I think that was Ja, right?
Yeah, Jar, yeah.
Okay.
I had no problem with Jar winning it. I think that was valid. 21 was LaMelo won it over. And I
Anthony
think
Edwards. Yeah.
uh I agreed with that
I
one
agree
for
with that
sure.
too.
I think, yeah, I agreed with that one. 22 was Scotty Barnes, I think.
Over Mobley and Cade.
Yeah, I had Mobley. 23 was the Paolo year. So I've been anti Paolo since day one, I guess, because I didn't think he was the rookie of the year.
Hater.
But he averaged 20. So I mean, sure, yeah, hater, whatever. It's easy to be a hater now. Everyone seems to be a hater, so now I can say it freely. I said it back then. It was like, oh my god. And Paolo's argument was like the same as the Cooper Flag argument. It was like he had this burden as a creator, that no one else in his class had. So all of the flaws didn't really matter because obviously he had the burden. But I'm just on the side of like you're not that good at that thing. So it's like I guess like credit to you for being able to do it, but it's not actually that good. Similar to Cooper Flag, it's like yeah, you can do it, but he's actually not that good at it. It's just the flashes of it are really good. But game to game, like I've watched a fair share of Cooper Flag games where it's just bad.
Yeah.
And I
What
think
if
that
we
also
split the
matters.
season in half though?
What do you mean?
Like I
Like the first
because
half and the
I
second
feel
half?
like I feel like Cooper Flag made leaps
He
as
took
the
major
season
leaps
went
during the
along.
season, similar to what
So
Wemby
like
did, but not as
yeah,
extreme.
so like
Yeah.
looking at doing Looking at his first half stats compared to his last, I would assume
Are you doing like
there's some
pre-January and
separation.
post-January or like?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Oh, I wasn't looking them up, but I was just
Oh,
saying.
oh, okay. I most
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
thought you.
I was just
Okay,
Okay.
I was just saying, like I'm pretty sure if I were to, I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna freeze or not. But well, this is Discord. Maybe it's different. That's why I'm
Yeah, you
not.
might be good over here.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure it will be different because I think he just got better as the season went along. But again, like Con Nipple, I hear you with, oh, you're not that good at it, but it's like Khan's just asked to do what he's good at. So that I don't know. I just feel like
It's like the role
it's a
thing for
conundrum.
you.
Yeah, it's a conundrum. It's a conundrum. Like
Okay.
if Cooper was just asked to, weak side rim pro and get out in transition, I think he would be a lot better or look a lot better as a rookie too. Like if you just ask him to do what he's good at,
Yeah, his weak
I
side rim
don't know.
protection hasn't been that good, but I guess that's also because he's been over leveraged.
That's
I
lies.
don't know. I said
Recently,
hasn't
it's
been
been
that.
great.
I said it hasn't been that good. We're talking about the season. It hasn't. The defense really didn't travel the way I thought it would, and the offense was better than I thought it would be. So it was an interesting rookie year for Cooper Flag. I think the highs are really high, the lows are really low. I think with Con, the highs are less high, and the lows are
Let's low.
typically less low. Now
Yeah.
I know the playing game was obviously a ultra low, but that's not factoring into my evaluation because that's postseason at that point. But yeah, just a lot of majorly inefficient games from Cooper Flag. The defense was not particularly good over the course of the season. Um, and then yeah, just the reliance on mid-range shot making and floaters is just unsustainable, I think, at this point. Um, I'll put it this way. I'm not projecting this for Cooper Flag, so please no one misconstrue it. If we're at this point in year 4 where Cooper Flag still looks how he looks right now, people will be saying that Cooper Flag is not very good.
They will. Yeah.
Whereas if we're in year 4 and Conker Nipple looks like how he looked as a rookie, people won't be saying Conker Nipple isn't very good.
If Khan,
That's the best way. That's
yeah,
the best way I can explain how I view rookie
Yeah.
of the year. It's not projecting improvement from where you're at. It's if you weren't rookies, which player would be seen as the better NBA player? Like, let's say you guys were both
Okay.
27. Which player would be seen as the better NBA player or more valuable? It would be Conker Nipple in a landslide because people would just be defining Cooper Flag the way they define Paolo Banchero, which is this guy who's a number one who shouldn't be a number one and is an uber inefficient scorer and he's doing all these things he shouldn't be able to do. Whereas Conker Nipple would just be seen as a valuable floor spacing offensive weapon, despite not being as well rounded as Cooper Flag with the things he can do, but he doesn't do them as effectively. That's how I view Rookie of the Year. Now, I know that's not how it typically goes. I think Cooper's probably going to win it, especially based on how Con did in the play-in, which I don't think should be accounted for. But voters are human; they're going to remember that playing game, and subconsciously or consciously, they're going to account for that. So I think Cooper win it, and I don't have a problem with Cooper winning it, especially because I think it's going to age really well because he's going to be the best player in this class probably. The way I view it, it's like if Cooper's 24 doing this, people would be complaining about him. The same way they complain about Paolo doing what he's doing now. But as a rookie, it was all sunshine and rainbows. And he had the same flaws back then as he has now. Kind of just, yeah, that's how I view it.
I think regardless of who you have winning it, I do find it funny because I need the NBA to make a decision about the play-in. The fact that the games technically don't exist, but they do, is the stupidest shit ever to me. And the fact that the ballots weren't able to all the way be 100% cast before that playing game is crazy because before that, Khan had a pretty favorable lead over Cooper Flag. That one game is going to tank a lot of people's votes because people are prisoners of the moment. Oh, so I think that's tough. I think the NBA needs to, fix that for sure. But I'm not mad at either candidate. So again, I hear everything y'all said. Good discourse on the rookie of the year stuff. I do feel like if Flag is still at this level in 4 years, what people normally do is they're gonna say, well, who is he playing with? Who's the coach? Is he being maximized in this way? This or that, this or that. And I think that people might be more favorable to Cooper Flag because the moments of his ceiling seem so high, but again, that floor is really going to define how good he is. So I don't hate that. That's fair to say, Mars. But alrighty, moving on. So
He'll also be a better player than Kanye. Like even in the scenario in which like Mars laid out, like right now, I think Cooper is better than Concanible. Right now.
yeah.
So 4 years from now, if they're the same player, I think Cooper will be underwhelming. Yes. So he'll be a better
But that's why I
basketball
also
player.
said more valuable, because like if he's better because he can handle primacy and whatnot, sure. But like I don't think Paolo is better than Concanipple, but you probably do, and that's fine. I'm not here to debate Paolo versus Concanipple, but that's more just down to like Paolo can be a primary and Con can't, therefore. But I'm like, who's the more valuable player like as part of your roster? It's Concanipple. I think that's quite evident.
I don't know
That's
if I'm
why I had to-
hating, but like I don't even think Paolo can. I think Paolo is really dropping for me further, more and more and more now. Where I would actually take on right now. I think he's been that bad this year. I don't know if that's like harsh to say, but I do think the value that Khan has is a lot more repeatable than these players, which is why he's been really good this season. You know,
Con's just
I
that
think if
good.
you were to swap Miles Bridges for Paulo Banchero and they're both playing in the same environment, I think we would all know Paulo's better than him.
I think Charlotte gets worse if you do that.
I really don't. He'll then.
I'm a Paolo hater, so I'm the wrong person to be a part. That's why I keep using Paolo as the example, because I can just get my hate off.
Wow.
He would then
The
also
honesty.
be next to LaMelo Ball, who is the reason for elite offense. And
Oh well, yeah, Lamelo's better than all of these players, and we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about him on the All NBA teams. So
Fair. But yeah, I do want to say shout out to VJ Edgecombe. I think he's been one of my favorites overall to watch. I can't wait to see how he grows more as a player. But those are the two main pieces in the conversation. I'm also curious about what Derek Queen could maybe be. I don't like the build per se, but he's had some very interesting games, so that's cool. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, also Ace Bailey. Shout out to you, Ace Bailey.
I'm sleep on Derek Queen, but
yeah, I'm so good on Derek Queen.
Ace Bailey, I am intrigued by.
I like Ace.
6'9".
But
yes.
yeah, I'm snoring on Derek Queen. If he makes something out of him, salute. I'm not gonna just pray on his downfall. He's only what, like 21.
Yeah.
But I'm snoring right now. I'll just say that.
Jeremiah Fears is better than him. So
I think Jeremiah Fears is better.
I don't think he's that good either, but yeah, at least he's 2 years younger.
Yeah, that's 8.
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of just view players for what they are right now, and Jeremiah Fears is a tragic defender who can't score. I don't know. It's just
we just dropped blank 40.
I mean, that's cool, but like for the whole year, I think Jeremiah Fears has gotten to the spot and not finished.
He's like 50% of the rim. I'm good. I can't make jumpers, but
do you see the handle though?
I do, and I see the speeds, which is why I'm intrigued. Which is why I'm giving him grace. Derek Queen, I'm not intrigued.
Is it because of his size at the 5 or what?
Yeah,
it's because his defense is egregious, and the offense is gimmicky. Like,
gimmicky.
It's so like high leverage basketball. I'm not taking that offense. I mean, like he has interesting tools that, like, if everything were to pan out, you have a really, really intriguing player. It's just I'm not projecting much in terms of that stuff panning out. But I do like his handle for a big. But like best case scenario, I'm seeing a yeah. He's a 4 who can't really play the 4 or the 5. It's interesting. He's a skilled player. I like his skill set. He's gonna be one of those players like probably 5 years from now where I say
that boy nice.
More skilled player, more skilled player doesn't, or better basketball player doesn't mean better NBA player. That's kind of what Derek Queen's gonna end up being. Whereas like he's a really good basketball player, just the NBA probably not so much. But We'll see.
Fair, fair, fair. Well, W conversation on the rookies. Let's move on. To probably the biggest category for some people, or maybe not. Most valuable player of the year 2026, man. Yes, sir. Who do we have as our most valuable player this season? Real talk.
Luka Doncic.
The newly eligible, yeah, the newly eligible.
Yeah, nah. I mean, Shea was phenomenal this season. Started the season off at a very high level. I think he was averaging like 30 on 70 true shooting for like the first 35% of the season. Um, Ends up averaging 30 on like 67 or some
31.
ridiculous 31, excuse me, on like 67 true shooting, something like that. He's just been phenomenal. Defense picked up. I think it was a little lackluster to begin the year, but picked up as the season went on because people were, started talking about it, conversing about it, and he fixed that issue. Unlike some, he hears the defensive critique and takes it and does well defensively. He doesn't say, "Oh, well, look at my steals." So he got better there. Um, Best mid-range shooter in the league, or mid-range scorer, I should say, in the league. The step back three got up to a phenomenal clip. He doesn't turn the ball over. He leads those defensively slanted lineups to 120 offensive ratings routinely now. So he's the best player in the league, MVP, most consistent high level player this year.
All righty. Fair, fairs, fairs. Mars, who is your MVP this year?
Yeah, it's very comfortably Shea. I've been here since Jokic went down. Just the most consistent performer throughout the season. Um, just the best performer throughout the season. Um, the most steady, ever present in the MVP conversation. It started off early on. It was Shea and Luca. If you remember when Luca started off the season crazy, Shea starts off the season with like two crazy games in overtime against the Rockets and the Pacers. And he's obviously doing what he's doing. And then Luca kind of tailed off, and then it was Shea and Jokic. And then in comes Jaylen Brown in the conversation for 1 month. And then Jokic gets hurt. Jaylen Brown becomes Jaylen Brown again. And then it's Cade Cunningham is in the conversation. And then it's Wemby's in the conversation. And then it's Luca's back in the conversation. Meanwhile, that conversation is Luca versus Shea, Wemby versus Shea, Cade versus Shea, Jokic versus Shea, Jaylen Brown versus Shea. Every time it's versus Shea. I think that's the answer to who the MVP is, when it's one person who is consistently the only name being brought up every single time in the talk. I think that should show you how good he's been throughout the year. Every month in which he's played more than 6 games, so November, December, January, and March, he has shot above 55% in every single one of them. I believe, anyway. 56% in November. Shea shot 59% from the field in December. He's a guard. I just want to make sure we know that. He's a guard, and he shot 59% from the field in December. Oh, he fell off in January. He only shot 54%. Have some shame. And then in March, he shot 56%. On October, he only shot 52%, but it's a 6-game sample, late October. And in February, he played 3 games. So in those 3 games, he shot 46%. So, that was the one time you had a chance to catch up with him over the All-Star break.
He averaged 30 and 10
then,
that month.
yeah, but like 46% fell off. And then in April to close the season, 57% from the field. So, yeah, the most consistent. I would say, in my opinion, this is the most efficient guard season ever. Just amazing in every sense of the word. So, shout out to Shea.
Yeah, I came on the panel and I said this a couple weeks ago. I felt like Shea should have been unanimous, and he won't be. There are going to be people who vote Wemby or vote Jokic, but I think Mars hit it right on the head. From October to now, the MVP conversation has been Shea versus X, Shea versus Y, Shea versus A, Shea versus B. And a lot of that is because Shea has consistently performed at a level where he is the guy to compare it to. And often greatness is meant to be compared. So people were putting themselves in the conversation with Shea and boosting their own cachet in terms of doing it. I do want to point out the closest it got was Jokic right before he got hurt. Because to be fair to Jokic, Jokic was peaking at an astronomically, like he was playing crazy offensive basketball at the time. But once Jokic went down, I said that's the race, and it's been that way ever since. I think that Shea has one of the most bulletproof MVP cases ever. I've heard a lot of people say, "How are we going to live with ourselves when 20 years we look back and we say, wow, this player, he averaged 10 plus assists, 10 plus boards, led the league in RNA, crazy." Like, I think it's pretty easy if you break down the case that Shea has and just the brilliance that he's achieved as a guard. I think the biggest thing for me is the creation leap with very small mistakes. Like lessening your turnovers on a 30-point per game clip is a impressive feat. And I think that on top of the narrative argument where no J Dub, a lot of players for OKC has gone down and they still have found ways to win games, and Shea being one of the most clutch players in the NBA. I think all of these things factored in with consistency and the games played over all these candidates makes him the MVP, even though he won't be a unanimous MVP.
Just kind of to further, the accuracy that Shea has put on display this year. At the rim, 300, 301 attempts, 75.5% at the rim. 3 to 10 feet. He's a disappointing 48.5%. But 10 to 16 feet on 360 attempts, he shot 58.5%.
What did you just
Or
say?
10 to 16 feet on 360 attempts, he shot 58.6%. And
58.6 on how
16
many attempts again? I'm sorry. I did have to hear that again.
360, 360. And 16 feet to 3 point line, 50 and a half on 133 attempts. So basically, he just doesn't miss inside the arc. It's basically, and then 38.5% on threes, but like over 40% on the step backs that he's taking. He's a phenomenal player. Um, I don't really know, like you were alluding to. Shout out to the rebounding and assists, and I'm not saying that facetiously. I know it may come across as that. I'm not saying it sarcastically. It is a real feat um,
Yeah.
to lead the league in rebounds and assists. You know what I'm saying? Very impressive. But however, if my son asks me 20 years from now, I don't have one yet, by the way, so I'm not putting child. I'm saying, as we continue. Um, but if my son asks me 20 years from now, like, oh my goodness, Dad, I was looking at the MVPs and the candidates from 2020, 26, and this Nikola Jokic guy that you always speak negatively on, he averaged 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists. How was he not the MVP? I'll be like, son, I watched it. That's what happened. I mean, I watched it. You know what I'm saying? Shea is just having one of the greatest scoring seasons of all time. Um, it just kind of is what it is, and I know it bothers some that people are realizing this again. But hey, rebounds, great. Assists, fantastic. Most important thing to do in the game is what? Put ball in hoop. And so when you do that at an historic clip and you don't turn the ball over and you're now a good playmaker and passer yourself and you're a two-way player, yeah, you're the MVP. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is fair. Also, I don't know if you guys are gonna fully agree with this, but like how I view it at least. Even if OKC doesn't win in the playoffs and Shea underperforms, I think I would still say Shea's been the best player for the season because I don't really let the playoffs like fully dictate who I think is the best. I feel like Shea could get outperformed and we'll hold them accountable for that, sure. And like I think that'll be the conversation. But I think for the largest sample, Shea's been the best player in the NBA this season. I've heard people argue Wemby. I do think the impact of Wemby is pretty insane. So like I definitely
Yeah,
don't want
that's
to shortchange that. But
yeah, it's cute. It's cute. The Wemby case is cute. The Jokic case is cute. The Luca case, cuter than those two, in my opinion, but still
mm,
cute. But yeah, he's the MVP, man. He's
I
the
haven't
man.
really had MVP debate since December. Like, it hasn't.
that's true.
Oh,
All right, well, back-to-back MVPs for Shea according to the three of us. Let's keep it going to the next interesting category. Clutch player of the year. I will take accountability. At the beginning of the season, I had DeMar DeRozan. I just thought the Kings were gonna be in clutch time games for some crazy reason. I thought he would have hit shots. Whew, that shit did not age well. Clutch player of the year for me is Shea. I'll lead out with that. I think Anthony Edwards was definitely in this conversation for me for sure because I'm pretty sure he still has more overall clutch points scored. Uh I just think that every time Shea has been in that position for the most part, the decision making on top of the efficiency has been very, very stellar for the entire year. And I think that on top. Oh wait, I forgot about that. And is technically speaking disqualified because of games played from that anyway. But I still think Shea was right there in that conversation, even if Ant was eligible. So I got Shea for me personally this year.
Likewise. Another one I
adds
don't
to
think is particularly close, by the
yeah,
way. But
adds to his MVP case as well. He was also the best closer in the league. So salute to that young man.
really having a historic season. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I really do think this is one of the best years of basketball that I watched from him from any player really. I think he's been that good. So you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
Never seen D Wade have a year like this. So.
He still had a year being a better basketball player though, so it is what it is.
Seen that.
Well, clearly you haven't seen '09. That's a you problem, not me.
But yeah, I wasn't walking yet, so you are
Well,
correct.
go back and watch it. You
I
can
need a
go
link.
back and do your due diligence.
Send me some 09 Wade games. I'll watch them.
He's not a
I'll get
league
back
pass
to you.
from Cook. Yeah. Tough.
Okay.
Tough.
Synergy
Tough.
no
Tough.
more, so it's
You
Friday.
put '09 D. You put
Oh, I'm poor.
'06 to '09 D Wade on this OKC team. My God, may God have mercy on the league. Seriously, if y'all think Shea doing some two-way
They were
shit,
complaining about Shea's grifting. Oof. Put
who?
Wade
I
on this team. Yeah, I was saying them, yeah. Put Z Wade on this team. 12 free throws a game.
don't.
A lot of free throws
Still
right there,
being less
buddy.
efficient. More
Wade is
turnovers.
also still the clear better playoff performer as well, but it is what it is. How do you don't have to look up for that? It's
I mean, not a big sample for Shea so far. Yeah, I can buy.
it's a fact.
Biggest sample. It wasn't the biggest sample for Wade either. It was a lot of first round exits after a 6. So
Nah, well,
Okay.
I mean, let's speak on that.
yeah, so I'm just saying the sample isn't
I mean,
sizable regardless.
we didn't have this roster. We didn't
They just had no shot.
another franchise gift us. Shout out to
So
Heat. There
gifted
were no
Shaq for
Clippers.
Lamar. Shaq for Lamar Odom.
There was no Clippers for his Heat, unfortunately.
But well. Unfortunately for you, I remember that trade when it happened, and that was like a landslide win for the Clippers. Like, oh, these picks are cool, but it's Paul George and Kawhi. So
D-Wade probably
Okay,
shouldn't
but
even
I
have came
mean,
back for
we'll
the
see.
07 playoffs. I don't even think he was healthy that year. He just came back and then they got mocked. And then 09, when we lost in 7 to the Hawks, right? Wasn't even that great in that series either. But 2010 against the Celtics.
Out. Great against the Celtics, by the way.
Yeah, I said 2010 against the Celtics. I moved. 2010 against the Celtics.
Yeah,
2011, the whole postseason run. I moved.
exactly.
I moved.
And we
But
cleared him defensively too, by the way.
yeah, check
We
that
used to
defensive
change
EPM.
We used to
Check that
change
defensive
games.
EPM. Yeah. Check
We
the
used to
defensive
change.
EPM.
not the EPM talks. Make sure to like the stream, chat. Like the stream. Appreciate y'all. We finna get to the rest of the awards.
You on mute, gifted.
Yeah. I had to address the chat, but we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going here.
Oh, you
MVP and
doing two different.
Yeah, so basically, when I mute here, the chat can hear me, but y'all can't. I don't want to break up the flow of what y'all got going on, but I want to like pay attention,
Uh,
to chat too. So just
right.
basically a PSA when you see me on mute like that is what I'm doing. So yeah, but cool. Anyway, back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Moving on from these players in these positions with these awards, let's move on to Coach of the Year. Which I want to say this, I want to give myself flowers because yes, I had some takes that did not age the best from preseason, but since preseason, I had Joe Mazzulla as my Coach of the Year. We are now at the end of the year. Shout out to Joe Mazzulla for putting on yet another masterclass when they sat all the Celtic starters and they still beat the mighty Orlando Magic, who were going to be the 2 seed at the start of the season because Paolo Banchero was LeBron James without the jumper. Those were the talks. I'm not going to forget about that. When they were saying Paolo was a better player than Wemby, Joe Mazzulla is my Coach of the Year.
Likewise.
I mean, sure. I just think JB Bickerstaff is getting very much undersold in this.
I
But
mean, take him.
salute to Joe.
He's good. He's good. He's good. Yeah,
Nobody had the Pistons winning 60 games this year. Just saying.
I agree
My
with
coach of the
that.
year predictions are just based on who I think is going to win because I always say I don't do this coaching stuff. So I think Joe Mazzulla
Fair.
is going to win. So, yeah, he's my coach of the year.
I mean that's fair. I also want to give a shout to Jordan. I think he did a really good job with the Suns. I feel like a lot of people thought the Suns were going to be a even worse team than those other two teams, and they're in the play-in fighting for their life. Hopefully, we beat them, of course. But I do want to give him a shout. So yeah,
Hey, Tank Jones, if JJ Redick was second half of the season, JJ Redick the whole year, he would be my pick too. But unfortunately, he only knows how to coach for half the year. This is back to back years he's done this foolishness, by the way. First half of the season, I'm asking him, what the hell are you doing? Second half, I'm like, oh, you have some sense. So I don't know, maybe he uses the first half to see what he's gonna do in the second half. But
is JJ the best coach the Lakers have had since Vogel?
Who was in between? Darvin Ham?
I mean, Darvin Ham.
That's it, right? That's the only other coach?
yep,
So is JJ Redick better than Darvin Ham? That was your
I
question.
yeah, he
mean,
better than
I'm just
he better than Darvin Ham.
I've heard people say that team has gone to conference finals underneath Darvin Ham. JJ hasn't really gotten a team far. Like, I don't know how people view the coach shit because it really varies. Because one year Vogel was this really good coach, and then when they did not have the success, he should have been fired. Like, I don't know how y'all view that.
No, yeah, he's better than Darvin Ham for sure.
Is he better than
Roto just
Vogel?
doesn't respect black coaches. That's it.
I'm noticing
No,
that.
facts, absolutely.
I mean, to be fair, Mosley probably
Shout
should
out
be
to all
fired.
my NBA
So
niggas though. Mars don't even claim his blackness,
oh wow.
so it's
Claim?
kind
Why
of
would I
crazy.
claim what I don't possess? You don't see how bright I look right now?
But you're still black. You see what
Yeah,
I'm
but you know how
saying?
high I
That's
turn up
exactly what
my
I'm
lights
talking
to
about.
make sure that I don't resemble you people?
Wait, so
Like
you literally whitewash yourself on
Crazy.
purpose?
yeah,
Oh wow.
I'm working overtime right now. Like, you know what? Let's
Yeah.
brighten it up even more. We're trying to
Oh
make
dear.
ourselves light. Yeah, we trying to lock in. We can't be mistaken for one of you guys. That's disgusting
Mm,
work.
One of you guys.
disgusting
They
black
say.
You know
creatures.
what? You know, get a little sun this summer. Get a little sun. Grow the
Thank you.
dreads back out. You know what I'm saying? Grow
Oh
the
wow.
dreads back
Grow the
out.
dreads back out.
And yeah. Rastafari Mars. You feel me? Bumba Clock Mars.
Bomba Club Mars in the building
Nice,
with the hood.
nice.
Respect, respect. That takes us to the next award here, which I like. I think it changes from year to year as well. Most improved player for 2026. Who do you have for your most improved this year, real talk?
Um, I know the popular answer has been Nikhil. Ryan Rollins is on my mind heavy though about this award. Um, I'm still gonna go Nikhil though. I'm still gonna go Nikhil, but Ryan Rollins has been he's a hooper, man. I really enjoy Ryan Rollins. Can shoot the hell out the ball, competes defensively, can run pick and roll, can make good passes and reads out of it. But Nikhil has been great, man. Nikhil has been great. Um, you know, we talked about this gifted. Part of being better, in my opinion, is getting the opportunity to be. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he went to Atlanta. He got the opportunity to showcase his talents and the ceilings that he can reach as an offensive player. And he put that on full display. You know what I'm saying? The off the dribble game is ridiculous. Um, he low key do kind of be resembling his cousin a little bit as far as his off the bounce game, very crafty handle. But shooting the three at a remarkable clip as well, can get to the basket. I still think he's a good defensive player. I know people be like, oh, you can't defend anymore, but like he's a good defender still to me. Not the level he was, obviously, but still a good defensive player. Um, and ratcheting up that volume from the 3 point line and staying around basically 40% on basically around 8 attempts, gotta go to Nikhil, man. He's put in a lot of work, obviously, over the summer, and it showed this regular season.
Hey man, shout out to the Alexander Walker bloodline. Them boys hooping this year. I do want to say I'm happy for Nikhil because in college a lot of people thought he was better than Shea, and he was struggling with his role. He actually opened up about this more on the podcast. I believe the young man and the three, but then once he was able to like find his role, he got a chance in Atlanta, and now he's ascended to a different level. So happy for Nikhil. But Mars, who you got this year?
Nikhil, he just scores the ball a lot better than he once did. So although yeah, I do think the defense regressed due to like the offensive burden and whatnot. I don't think he physically like got worse as a defender. More so, just his defensive impact is more inconsistent, more sporadic. But showing the stuff he can do as a ball handler, as a shot maker, shot creator, someone who can get to the basket, just becoming a well-rounded scorer, and then also like for a sign of like improvement, he's shooting like 90% from the line this year. I don't even think he shot above 80% before. So like that improvement is just like and shows you kind of like what he's doing. Let me just make sure I didn't like. He shot 80% one time. No, salute to you. That doesn't count for my agenda. We're gonna say that was 79.9. It's actually 80 on the dot, but we're gonna say small sample size tax. But yeah, 90% from the line this year is majorly impressive. So Ryan Rollins would be my number two. But when you're able to have your highest field goal percentage season alongside your highest 3 point percentage season, when you're shooting the most shots you've ever shot from the field and from three in your career, is
That's
majorly
crazy.
impressive. Like
Yeah.
you're the most efficient from two you've ever been, the most efficient from three you've ever been, and you're shooting more of them than you ever have. And you're the most efficient from the free throw line you've ever been while shooting more of them than you ever have. I don't know what more signs of improvement you need um, at that point. So yeah, I got Nikhil for most improved.
All right. I have Nikhil, but I do want to give a special shout out to a player near and dear to my heart who has really developed from nothing. Shout out to Guy Santos. You know what I'm saying? Showing some real promise as a player. Initially, he was that guy who would play 5 to 10 minutes and die on the floor for loose balls and rebounds. He went from that to a guy that can actually knock down shots, have moves, get down, just be a force for Golden State in many different ways. Obviously, he's nowhere near these types of conversations, but shout out to him because I feel like improvement doesn't just have to be to a superstar level, but also from a guy that wasn't really in the league to now you're a starting player on a real contract now. So I just want to give him his overall flowers. But yeah, I think Nikhil has been special. I really want to see Nikhil in this role in the playoffs. I think that Knicks series could be a fun series if Nikhil turns into the best version of himself against that defense. That would be fun to watch, you know. So I want to see where they're able to take that. Also, the Hawks having a high draft pick as well could build better pieces around him and Jalen Johnson. So yeah, that's my take on that.
How old is Nikhil?
26.
27. I just saw it. Yeah, he's
Oh, okay, where?
27 now. Yeah, man. This kind of jump, kind of later on into your career, usually doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I kind of do align with Chill's ideology of kind of by like year 5, we kind of know what you are now. You'll probably have better seasons and worse seasons, moving forward. But like we kind of, in general, get the grasp of you as a player. But like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, going from at 26 averaging 9.5 points to at 27 averaging 21 is
It's kind of wild. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Shout out
That'll
to
do
Nikhil.
it. That'll do it.
Yeah.
I saw some names in chat floating around for MIP. Hot take. I don't know how hot of a take this is. I don't think Denny Avia, even though he's definitely gotten more output this season. I didn't have him here because I feel like he showed shades of that capability last season, and he just got a more expanded role to be able to do that longer. Now, obviously, sustaining that for a longer stretch is hard, but that's my take. I don't know how you guys feel about Denny in these talks.
He showed this to close last year,
Yeah.
in my
Mhm.
opinion. Yeah, I don't think he's improved that much, if at all, to be honest, because kind of just is what he is. He's just been really good for a while. But people have paid attention this year, which helps. So yeah, he wasn't really. Maybe he'd be in my top 5 or whatever, but he wasn't particularly. For me, it was Nikhil, Ryan Rollins as like the main 2. Jalen Duran is like a 3rd.
I'll probably go Keontae at 4, maybe.
Yeah, Keontae. Keontae hasn't played in
Okay.
so long since they started
Yeah.
tanking. I kind of just forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keontae would be a really good one. Those type of names was who I was considering.
The chat said a really good name if he hadn't gotten hurt. Peyton Watson.
Mhm.
Peyton
Peyton Watson
Watson
has the
has shown
moments.
a lot of
Yeah,
growth.
absolutely.
And
So like 40% from 3 this year. Showed mid-range self-creation.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
I liked what I seen from Payne
he was
Watson
hoop,
this year.
he was hoop, he was hoop, he was hoop,
He
Should
was
be the
hooping for
starting
sure
two
this
guard
season.
over there, but it's cool.
he was hooping. Yeah, an abundance of riches over there in Denver. So
Okay, that's yeah,
if
okay.
they don't get it done, I'm just saying all this offensive talent over there. But they try to
Mhm.
credit it to one person. Jamal
Oh,
Murray leading the team. Offensive net rating is Nikola Jokic this year.
I think Jamal's been on fire as well this season. By the way, I don't know if I call it a improvement per se compared to just having his best overall season as a pro, because I feel like Jamal was capable of this play. But shout out to him too. You know what I'm saying? Flowers to everybody. Real talk.
Mars gets tired of me because Mars, when you are a true real propaganda pusher, you have to push it everywhere you go. This is
You
what
do
makes
push
it
that shit
effective.
everywhere.
This
Cause
is what
you committing to the cause, yeah, clearly. Yeah, I couldn't do this.
this is how we've done this with Magic. You got to stay consistent.
Mm.
You got to be consistent.
Shout out to
Don't
you.
be
You
mad at
watched
me
me
because
winning
I'm
that
the
ball I
SGA
just
of
ran.
I'm the SGA of propaganda. Niggas mad at me.
The
That's crazy.
SGA of propaganda
I'm
is
the
very
SGA of propaganda, man.
might be accurate a little bit, man. Okay, well,
Consistent.
respect to that. Uh, Let me zoom out to the so those are all of the awards. We're moving on now to our All NBA teams. As of today, as of this live stream, Luca and Cade got cleared to make All NBA teams this season. I do want to say this: Anthony Edwards didn't get cleared, and I don't know if y'all look at that funny because technically speaking, Luca got a tech to get suspended, so you could argue he probably shouldn't have got cleared if Ant was gonna get cleared because Ant had a off the court infection to stop him from playing basketball again. I don't know how you guys feel about the exemption thing existing. Boy, it helps out
Ant
here.
only played 61. Ant only played 61 games. And one of them wouldn't have counted anyway because he left in like the first 5 minutes. So he only played 60 for real. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming he just didn't get the exemption because he would have been 5 games short, whereas Luca was 1 game short.
Yeah.
And Cade was 1 game short as well, or maybe 2. So it's
gave us
easier
two.
to give them so it's just easier to give them an exemption as opposed to Ant, which is probably what I would assume was the case. I just think if we're at the point where we're just giving out exemptions, regardless of if I agree with them, I think it's Luca and Cade are gonna make All NBA as they should. But at some point, you just gotta acknowledge that clearly this is just wrong. But
Yeah.
Yeah, the exemptions show that, like, first off, it looked weak as hell from the NBA. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I would have had more respect for them if they was just
they just
like,
stood on
no,
business.
nigga, yeah, we're standing on the rule.
I would have
But
respected
now
that
that
more.
you've done,
Yeah.
if you've done this, then now it just seems like you don't need to have the goddamn rule. Like, that's really all this looks like. So now I am all the way in favor of them getting rid of it because they weren't even willing to stand on it when times got tough. Times got shit got shaky all of a sudden. Oh, you know what? We'll make the then yeah. Don't have the rule then. Weak ass niggas.
To be fair, I think
Really
it's
can't stand
independent.
on business, man.
I think it's independent arbitrators who grant the exemptions or whatnot. But the fact that you can even appeal it is kind of where you lose me.
Yeah.
But I'm also on the side of even if I think the rule is stupid, and I think the fact that you can apply for an exemption is stupid. If it ends up with guys who I think should have made All NBA being eligible for All NBA, we got to the right answer. I just don't like the way we got there. Like, cool,
Right.
I guess. I like that Luca and Cade are eligible. I don't like the way that they had to become eligible. But at
I'll
the end
take
of the day, I got the outcome I wanted. So,
Sure.
close enough.
Sure. Yeah. Well, before we get into all NBA picks, I want to read out the awards for John D. And then Legend of Winning. Let's go for John D first. MVP. His MVP is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. His Rookie of the Year is Con Knipple. His Coach of the Year is also Joe Mazzulla. I see Real Talk. He's trying to shake his head. Talk. His DPOY is also Victor Wembanyama. Sixth Man of the Year, also Keldon Johnson. He has that in common with us, Real Talk. Most Improved is also Nikhil Alexander Walker. And his clutch player is also Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. If I go over to Legend of Winning, let me read off his list real quick. I only got one finger, so hang on. Legend. I mean, but one that like I'm actively using. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
He got one
Me,
finger.
I guess. Yeah. Fuck me, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts. And things of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, for Legend of Winning, his most valuable player is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. His Sixth Man of the Year is Keldon Johnson. His Rookie of the Year, I want y'all to guess real quick.
Cooper Flag.
So
Yes. Yes.
Maxime Reynaud.
Con Knipple was his Rookie of the Year.
All these things don't know ball, man. Tough.
Depoy Wemby, Coach of the Year Missoula, Clutch Player of the Year Shea. So he has that in common with us. So our picks are actually extremely identical for the most part, outside of Mars having Mamu as his Sixth Man of the Year. So without further ado,
Knipple averaged 18, and I got talking about him like he was just some role player.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Con winning it. I'm cool. You know? Yeah.
I guess like guy averaged 18 and you out here talking like, oh yeah, look, they're just giving it to the role player who shoots good from three. Guy averaging damn near a guy who's a better offensive player than Pete Clay is about to win Rookie of the Year. And you just acting like it's unfathomable. Like, I guess, salute, I guess.
Fair.
I mean, let me be quiet.
Wait, so Cooper Flag a better offensive player than Pete Clay?
Next subject.
That was smart. This is a AW content creator, ladies and gentlemen. We are not media trained, but we are though. All right. Moving on to the all NBA teams. A couple highlights from our list that I do want to point out. The last time we did this was mid-season. I had Zion on my third team. That's a bust. Mars had Paolo on his second team.
One?
Yeah.
This is the preseason one. Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mid-season, I did not have no Paolo second team.
No. So yeah. those were some tough ones. Obviously, this one is going to look a little bit different. Let's start with real talk. Who is your first team this year, man? Let me know.
First team All NBA, we got SGA. We got Luka Doncic. We got Victor Wembanyama. We have
I won't even say his name. Wow.
Nikola Jokic.
Mhm.
And we have
One more.
The play-in
know.
did this much damage? Oh my
It
god.
did. It did. It
Playing
did.
tags. Playing tags.
Um, do I want to put Cade on the first team now? I'll
Probably
still
easier
give
to explain than Kawhi, to be fair.
Yeah, give me Cade. Fuck it.
Okay.
There you go.
Cade.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect. Yeah. I can respect that. Real talk. Okay, so
Mhm,
just to
mhm.
recap, for his first team, Real Talk has SGA, Kate Cunningham, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama. Mars, who is your first team for 2026?
Okay, Wemby, Jokic, Kawhi, Luka.
I don't think I heard one of those names right because I know you didn't say Clay. Can you say that again?
No. Shea, Wemby,
Oh,
Jokic,
Shay.
Kawhi, and Luka.
Got it. Okay. My team, I have Shea, Luka, Jokic, Wemby, and I do have Kawhi Leonard on my team. Yes, I do. So I also have Kawhi Leonard in mine as well. No Jaylen Brown love from any of us. That's unfortunate.
Guys are haters. I do notice that.
Yeah, yeah. And for Legend of Winning, his All NBA team, he had Kawhi as well. For John D, if I go to his text as well, John D had Kawhi as well. So all of us pretty much had Kawhi, but a real
Real
talk did
talk
watch
had
that
Kawhi
playing game.
24 hours ago, by the way. It's just,
Yes,
a
he
lot's
did.
changed since then. Yeah.
Playing doing damage, man. Hey. So let's move on to second team. So I'm gonna scroll down here as I fill in these values. Let me just fill in Kawhi. Basically, on our list, I would say Kawhi replaced Giannis for the most part for people, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah. So cool, cool. Alrighty, moving on to our second teams. Real talk. Who do you have on your second team?
I have. I'm trying to get this.
Oh,
You okay?
I
his
had a
cam was shaking,
mosquito
wasn't it,
breath.
chat?
No,
Okay,
I had to
word.
get that mosquito breath. Okay.
I feel that.
Second team. Goddamn mosquito bothering the hell out of me. Okay. Second team.
Yeah.
I have Jaylen Brown. I have. We're not doing Ant.
He's not eligible, so
He's not eligible, so you can't do it. Sadly.
I guess eligibility. Um,
it's your rule,
Jaylen
by the way.
Brown.
You defended this rule. You know about to do this.
Mm.
I said tier it. So actually, in mine, he would qualify. I said
Okay.
60 games for
Okay. 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 Okay.
So
Word.
cook you. Cook you.
Kick
Thank you.
you.
Uh, so I got Kawhi now,
Okay.
Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant. Um, who else I had on there yesterday? Mars,
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell, and
Who was the other person you had?
I think I just had Ant because I don't think we did.
Yeah, you had Ant. You had Ant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
had
didn't
Ant.
follow the
So
rule.
yeah, because we did this on Town Hall Hoop streams, but
Okay. Word.
we didn't use the rule. We just picked who we wanted to
We
pick.
did it how it should
So
be
now,
done. Yeah.
Mm.
yeah, now I have to switch it up. Instead of Ant, my first one up from third team is going to be. Is it Jamal Murray?
Your agenda, it probably is, right?
Your agenda would really love that, honestly.
Favor that over anyone else.
I wouldn't even think about that. Yeah, I'll go Jamal Murray.
All right.
Yeah.
Real Talk has Jay Murray on his second team. Mars Talk Sports, who is on your second team for 2026?
Cade, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, and Jaylen Brown.
Say Cade, KD, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, and Jamal Murray. Perfect. Okay. On my list, I had. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, a lot of these names don't count anymore. Let me adjust that. Yeah. I have Cade. I have Donovan Mitchell. I have Jamal Murray. I have Kevin Durant, and I also have Jaylen Brown. So that's my second team as well. Actually, I'm gonna read out the other tiers for John and Lowe because I'm sure their lists are slightly different. Oh, John D. Respect. He has Kevin Durant, Jaylen Brown, Kay Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell, and the most underrated player in the league, Chet Holmgren.
It was between Chet and Jamal Murray. I decided to go with Jamal Murray.
That's valid. That's valid. That's valid. And then looking at Legend of Winnings list, he had Durant, Brown, Maxey, Brunson, Mitchell. Yeah, I'll be honest, I would have had Maxey over Donovan Mitchell, but the injury he had at the end swayed it more in Donovan Mitchell's favor, in my opinion. But I do like Maxey more, personally. So
yeah, I think Maxey did have that. That was the
Yeah.
other thing I was thinking, like moving up since I had to replace Ant.
Yeah.
Because Maxey did just a hell of a job this year, keeping the 76ers afloat. With Joel
Great
Embiid
year.
missing, a substantial amount of time again. I just think he deserves that shout. He's definitely now. If we're about to do third team, he's definitely on my third team. So.
Respect. Yeah. Respect. So those are our second team picks. Let's move on to third team here. Get Zion the fuck off of my list. Third team, real talk. Who do you have?
All right. So we got Maxey.
Okay.
We got Scotty Barnes. We got Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
We have now I got to replace. We have Chet,
Okay.
and now I have to replace Jamal Murray on my third. So Jalen Duren, I guess.
So you have Jalen
You ain't
Duren.
have LaMelo? You ain't have LaMelo this time?
Oh shit! I forget, my fault. Remove Jalen Duren, Lamelo, yeah, Lamelo.
Okay. So you don't have Jalen Brunson?
Nah, but I thought about that, and I was like, maybe it's because I'm just being too hard on Jalen Brunson. He
Okay.
probably has still performed to a third team All NBA level. I just thought he had an underwhelming season for himself, and so I'm kind of low key putting guys on that list to where it's like, oh, I think they had a great season for them,
Okay.
even though it still may be a worse season for Jalen Brunson. Yeah, but I'm comfortable with that third team.
Fair. Also, chat W to all of your representations. We will be getting the playoffs shortly after this. Mars. I would say give me your third team, but I really want to hear the LaMelo Ball prop. So we'll start with that from you. I'm assuming he's made your third team or no?
Oh yeah, he's absolutely made my third team. Just one of the most impactful offensive players in the sport this year. The way I tend to do these is just based on impact and how good I think you've been. And LaMelo has been one of the most impactful players in the sport this year, playing 72 games, driving, like I said, offense to a high degree, being one of the best passer playmakers in the sport, commanding attention out to 30 feet, while being able to get all of his teammates involved. I'm pretty sure Con shoots 50% from three when LaMelo's on the court with him. That's ridiculous. And then defensively, he's also been adequate, I guess would be the word I would use to define him. defensively on the season. So when you're able to be one of the best offensive engines in the sport and then be adequate on defense, that's a pretty clear All NBA third team case. In fact, I considered him an All NBA second team. I just couldn't be bothered to be called a hater, so I settled with him on third team.
Mm.
He's really good. So shout out to Lamelo, and then I had him on the third team alongside Chet, Jalen Duren, Scotty Barnes, and James Harden.
I'm changing my
Okay.
third team because I just don't believe that Jalen Johnson's better than Jalen Brunson. So move Jalen Johnson
Okay.
and put Jalen Brunson. Yeah, I
All right.
don't
All right.
believe that.
Fairs, fairs, fairs. I'll move that for Brunson and Mars. Just to clarify, you said you had Lamelo, Chad, Duran, Harden, and who else?
Scotty Barnes.
Harden and Scotty Barnes. Okay. Respect
So you
to
think Scotty
that
Barnes has
decision.
been better than Jalen Brunson this year? Just
Yeah, Jalen Brunson has been detrimental defensively. Like it really bothers me. Now maybe I'm over indexing on that, which
Mhm.
is entirely possible because I do think Jalen Brunson's been one of the best offensive players in the league this year, especially the first half of the season. So I do think like it's possible that his offensive impact is outweighing his egregious defense. But nah, I'm no. I If I were to take anyone off, it would be Scotty Barnes, probably for Jalen Brunson or Tyrese Maxey, one of those two.
mhm.
Respect. Respect. Okay, I have your picks here. For my third team, and I do want to say this real quick about LaMelo Ball. I think a lot of people have called him not a winning player. And I think a bigger part of that narrative beyond how he plays basketball is he doesn't play. And I didn't have him on my team preseason because I wasn't sure about his health. But notice when LaMelo Ball plays more basketball, the team is better. I think he's pretty good. So I do have LaMelo on my list here. Chet Holmgren I think deserves a lot of respect because defensively he just continues to do things that don't make much sense. I think he's a big part of why OKC is as dominant as they are. Even though sometimes offensively you want some more from him. Shout out to Jalen Duren because I do remember those talks when Cade went down. A lot of people just said Detroit's going to lose the one seed. They didn't. He's been spectacular for good chunks of the season, so he made my list as well. Shout out to Scotty Barnes. I think defensively he's taking it to a whole other level. Offensively, to end the season, it was kind of hit or miss. I'm not going to hold you, but I think he's been pretty solid overall. And last but not least, I'm gonna get my propaganda off. James Harden was very good this season. He was
He's
not
a
why
cool
the
little player.
Clippers, he was not why the Clippers were bad. In fact, there was a stretch where Kawhi was missing time and James Harden was really performing at a high level. And then he gets traded to the Cavs, and the Cavs become a better team. And his playmaking, I think, really deserves more credit. I think another great year of isolation scoring at his age also deserves credit. And he played a good amount of games. So I actually did give Harden my third team nod.
As you should.
Hooper.
He's also a
By
really
the
bad
way,
defender, to be fair. But
last year LaMelo Ball was plus 10 offensively for his team.
Okay.
Was in their rating. This year, plus 10. 10. Actually, it's the exact same number. Actually, it's 10.2 for both seasons.
Oh.
Um, even to 24, he was plus 8 for his team. So yeah, guys kind of been balling. And been one of the best offensive players in the league for some time. I remember when I was saying that I was getting a lot of pushback last year. But yeah, I think people are coming around because I did call him one of the 10 best offensive players in the league. People say, "Oh my
You did
god,
say
who
that.
you say that?"
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
shut up.
but to be fair, real talk, the pushback to that mainly was he doesn't play enough games to constantly output that value in that sample.
No, but also people thought like his stats were empty and the
That's
30
true.
is inefficient and yada
Yeah, that's
yada.
true.
I'm like, brother, he's playing with Taj Gibson. If you put a squad around him, I'm he's because people are like, oh, he's playing they want to see him like point guard more, shooting too much, and I'm like, bruh, that's gonna happen when he gets better teammates, and it did immediately when he got better offensive support. He stopped shooting as much. Go figure.
Hating on Taj Gibson, crazy, but I guess.
Yeah, I sure am.
Big Taj in the building, man. That does it for all NBA teams. Last team we do before we get into these playoff talks, all defense. This shouldn't be too bad. I think Wemby's the best overall defender. He made my list. I think he's been one
Even
of the
though he's
best
15
overall defenders.
percentile defending in isolation,
Yeah, yeah, like even
even
even past
even
that.
though Chet is statistically also a better post defender as well.
Is
Pretty
Chet a
sure.
better defender than Wemby?
I don't know. Y'all like to use numbers for everything else. The numbers say so. Just saying.
I can't wait to hear Real Talk's first team.
Does
We'll see what
does
it
does
is.
Chet does Chet have does he make opponents shoot worse at the rim also than Wemby?
Yeah, statistically, yeah, he's negative 15. Wemby like
And
negative
Wemby's what?
10. 10, I
Hmm.
want to say. I'll check.
Interesting. Interesting.
Mm, mm.
Hmm. When they're both on the court,
Bro,
who's
it's
leading better
negative
defense?
8.7 actually, 8.7. So, Chet twice as good for her.
Mm.
Who's leading better defense when they're on the court also?
Chet this year when he's on the floor, 104 defense. Wemby this year when he's on the floor is so fraudulent. It's 106.9.
Hmm.
Mm.
I'm just saying, for anybody else, with anything else, people would be saying that Chet's better, but for some reason, because I guess people like the 7'5" guy and how he
When
looks.
did this Wemby agenda start? Is it when he got pushed to number 2 in MVP?
I think it was the ant shit, low key.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I could be wrong about that.
I wonder how
I
long
know
it's
it's
gonna
just
keep up for.
it's always just funny to me, act like just for real. In all actuality, it's just funny to me when like people like discard reasonings and numbers they would use when it like no longer benefits them and just completely ignore them and then use something else to fit what they want, you know, as far as the agenda or whatever player that they want to prop up at the time. I just think it's funny.
Respect. Well, and like this might be a hot take, but I think Wemby and Chet have been so good defensively. They both made my first team all defense. I know, very very bold take for me. I then have Asor Thompson. I dead ass think Asor has not been talked about enough. I think he's having one of the best wing defense. Like it's insane what he can do defensively, and like seeing it in real time because I'm a Detroiter. Woo, go Detroit! Going to the games and just seeing him like really press up hard. He's a blast to watch defensively, and I think he provides a lot of value to Detroit in that context. So I think he deserves a lot of credit there. Um, so yeah, Wemby, Asor, Chet, and I gotta get my prop off. I know people aren't gonna like it, but the facts is the facts. Rudy Gobert is still first team for me, bro. I I think he had it in him for one more season, but I think he's been really, really good for the Wolves defense when he's been on the floor. And that's been a constant that has always kept up. So I have Rudy there as well. And my last pick, let me make sure this is the right list here. My last pick specifically for all defense was it was him. Yes. I had Ahmed Thompson at the end of the day. So I have the Thompson twins, Wemby, Chet, and rock out.
It's funny. I'm looking at Rudy Gobert's on and offs now, and there was a point in the season in which, let me see. Let me go back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Where they were a better offensive unit with him on the court as well as a better defensive unit. And I remember like the defensive rating at one point was like 120 something with him off the court. It's now going down to 118.8. Not still not great by any means, but I do remember it being higher. And they are now also statistically like +4, um, with him off the court offensively as well. So the numbers are starting to catch up to my eye test because I do just like even when the numbers would say they're a better offensive team or unit with him on the court,
Yeah.
when I watched the Timberwolves, that never I didn't see that.
Right.
So it wasn't making sense. So the numbers have caught up to the eye test. You know what I'm saying? So salute.
Fair. Fair. So, we can go to Real Talk then for his all defensive team.
Wemby, Chad. I got Scotty on my first team. Um, Rudy Gobert is on my first team as well, and Asar Thompson. Those will be my 5 for the first
So
team.
so Wemby, Chet, Scotty, Asor Thompson, and I feel like I missed
Gobert.
someone. Oh yeah, sure. And Gobert. Respect. All right. Mars, who
Same
is
as
your
I have the same as Real Talk, the exact same.
Oh,
one.
okay. Cool. I bet they said the only
Copycat.
difference was respect. Wemby, Chet, Scotty. Hey, real talk. As I asked this, do you think in the playoffs the Wolves defense is going to be able to hold up without Rudy this year?
Yeah, I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say they're gonna be like some elite defensive unit, but um, I think they're going to survive the minutes
Okay.
with him off the court because they're going to be a better offensive unit. So I think it'll balance itself out. I'm very excited for that series. I think that's going to be the best first round series for sure. Like no doubt about it.
Fair. Fair. I had the same takes. Let me read off John D's list first here. John D had Wemby, Rudy, Chet, Asor Thompson, and he had Case and Wallace on his first team defensively.
Mm,
I like the shot for Case and Wallace because he was harassing people.
absolutely.
I still get the image of him trapping Bronny in the backcourt just over and over and over, bullying that poor soul. He's really
That's
good
how
on
much
defense.
aura Bronny got.
Hmm.
Case been out here locking up real true NBA superstars. But the first image that comes to mind for you is Bronny. That James name hold a lot of weight, man. We still moving. We still moving the needle in the NBA.
Mm.
Crazy.
We got Clutch Real Talk in the building. And for Legend of Winning, we have Wemby, Asor, Amen, Che Gobert. So he had my same list. Okay. Mars, who is your oh wait, I forgot. You had the same thing. So then I'll just go,
You said he had a min
yeah,
on his first team?
yeah, yeah. That's what I see here.
That's cool.
Go
Okay.
on. Real real guy right there.
Yeah.
Mars, who do you have on your second team?
Who did I have on my second team? I had Kayson Wallace, Dyson Daniels, Derek White, Bam Adebayo, and Amen Thompson.
Okay. You don't have to ballpark this, but how close is Derek White to being the best defender of all those guys?
He right there. They all like Amen's probably the worst of the 5.
Cap.
In my opinion, he's probably the worst of the 5. This season, anyway. Yeah, he close, I guess. But none of them were that close to making my first team, though, if that makes sense. Like they were all very solidified in the second team.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that was White, Amin, OG, and who were the last two names?
G wasn't one of them.
Oh, my fault.
It was Kayson Wallace, Dyson Daniels,
Kayson.
Derek White, Bam, and Amen Thompson. Although OG was one of my toughest cuts.
Okay. Word up. I can respect that. Okay. Real talk. Who did you have?
Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic.
Oh shit.
Nah. Amin
Like the
Thompson.
steals leaderboard, you'll see both of them.
Facts.
Is that DP
Amin
Ray?
Thompson. I got Stephon Castle on my second team. I'm going to put Casey Wallace on my second team as well. I'm going to put. Um, did I already say Amen?
Yes, you said men Castle Casing so far.
Bam.
Okay.
Um, oh, and Derek White. Yeah, I didn't have. Derek White will be my fifth. I didn't have Dyson Daniel this year.
Okay. Um, for my team, I had White, Barnes, Case and Castle, Bam. That was my team.
Castle and OG were my two toughest cuts.
Fair.
I could definitely see an avenue to get them on. I could take a Meno for one of those two.
Mars, do you subscribe to the notion that Castle's defense is just a product of Wemby?
No.
But to Wemby, no, I don't subscribe to that notion. I subscribe to the notion that he benefits from having Wemby behind him.
Yeah.
But I think Wemby benefits from having Carson in front of him. I think it's a mutually beneficial partnership when you have one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. It makes your life as a rim protector easier. And then when you have one of the best rim protectors of all time behind you, it makes your life as a perimeter defender easier. It's what makes them so dangerous as a tandem. Yeah, I think Stefan Castle is a valid all defensive candidate. And I think he benefits more from having Wemby alongside him offensively than he does defensively.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I would definitely side with you in that notion. First off, I want to say shout out to John D for the name I see on this list. Didn't make my list, but I think he definitely deserves flowers. Musa Diabate is on Legend of Winning's third team. I said third team, sorry. Second team. He has Lou Dort, Musa, OG, Barnes, and White. That's his second team all defense.
I don't
He's
respect
another
Legend of
guy.
Winning's analysis of defense. I'm gonna be honest. I
He
just don't
doesn't.
respect Legend of
He
Winning's
doesn't
viewpoint
know
of defense.
what he's
Yeah,
talking
I'm actually
about.
glad he's not up here. I'm gonna be honest. I don't respect those names.
I'm on the Musa train, but he's not on my list. But I love Musa. So.
I'm on the Musa train. I wasn't even considered him for all defense, but
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I do hear that.
Salute.
Cool switch big though. You know, he can go out there and guard a little bit. You know
He
what
gonna
I'm saying?
rebound. Yeah.
He's gonna rebound.
He
I
a
think he's
better
a better
offensive
offensive
rebounder than
rebounder.
he a
Yeah,
better
than
offensive.
defensive rebounder.
But it's
That's a fact.
shout out to Legend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Legend of Winning, man. Shout out to Legend of Winning.
And that boy had Lou Dort in Big 2026. Look.
Ooh, yeah.
Shout
the
out
Lou
to
Dort looks
linebacker Lou. I do think linebacker Lou is going to be a very impactful defender come playoff time because, you know, they just stopped calling fouls as much. And so he's
He
going to be
thrives
able
right
to.
there. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's his
So he's
domain
going to be
expansion in the
very
playoffs.
effective in the playoffs. But this regular season, I would definitely have Kaysen over Lou Dort.
Yes.
This particular.
I would too. But you know. Shout out to Legend though. You know what I'm saying? We can now pivot on to basketball talks. All right. So playoffs. Here's what I want to say first, okay? I think the Minnesota Denver series is a fun series. I'm with Real Talk. I like the repeating of teams that were in the playoffs playing each other again. I think that's cool. I think that's fun. I think that's dandy. I am flipped though, because the first time, and I forget what Mars predicted years ago when they played. I had the Wolves beating them in 7 games. I called it right on, which I was very surprised by. That was cool. I have Denver beating them this year.
Wolves in 6.
Okay.
You don't believe that, so I don't even want you trolling about that right now. I really don't. I'm so serious.
Is that true that you don't believe that, Bars?
He
Is that
doesn't
true?
believe that whatsoever. He thinks Denver's
Doesn't matter
better.
what I say at this point, because if I say I do believe it, he's gonna say I'm gimmicking it. If I say I don't believe it, whatever, I guess it's cool.
Well, you have to remember that I frequent with you now, so I've heard you talk about this series before. You think that
I
Denver?
don't think I've
is
actually spoke about this series.
but I've heard you talk about Denver as
Is
a
Real
team.
Talk using context clues?
Yeah, he says that Denver is in the bottom of the upper echelon of the West between OKC,
I do say that.
Spurs, and he thinks
Yeah,
Denver is.
I do.
He doesn't think Minnesota's in that group. So obviously, if they're going to play a series, he thinks Denver's a better team to win.
Context clues. Okay.
That's not what that means, but sure. Because I don't think the better team wins every series.
Oh yeah, you're going to use the matchup bailout.
No, but it's something I've definitely made the argument of many.
I
I
know,
don't
I know.
subscribe to the belief that if you beat a team in a series, you're a better team. I don't subscribe to that. I do think Denver are a better team than Minnesota, though. So yeah, you are correct about that. But
Mhm.
the assumptions you made based on that are not accurate. But it's okay. You're
They are
forgiven.
accurate. You don't actually have Minnesota, and that's
Oh no,
fine.
I absolutely don't. But that's because I think Minnesota sucks. But your reasoning is incorrect. But
Okay.
yeah, you are correct.
Yeah.
I for sure have Denver in 4 games. So yeah,
Oh, 4 games you have them for. Okay.
In 4 games,
in 4 games.
you are out of your mind. I
I
can't
said
wait
Minnesota in 6. He ain't want to accept it. Now I say Denver
because
in
I
4.
knew
He
you
want to
were
He
continue.
lying.
can't
That's
win.
why.
He cannot win.
That's what I mean. Like, okay, I picked
Yeah.
Minnesota. You don't believe that. I picked Denver. How dare you? Like, okay, cool, sure,
No,
whatever,
look,
man.
Yeah.
Denver, Denver and 6 would have been a respectable answer.
I'm gonna expound on why I think it's Denver, and then Mars can too, and then you can say why you have the Wolves. I'm kind of with Mars. I'm not gonna call them dog shit, but I have not been a fan of the Wolves for a lot of the season, and a lot of it's because of their overall up and down play. I think not having a real point guard to help out in spots is a thing for me that's tough. I still think I don't trust their defense holding up without Rudy Gobert, and I think Rudy Gobert offensively continues to crater and provide problems. I also just think the biggest difference in the series is that in the first time they played, I think they had a lot less depth in terms of shooting. I just think they overall have better shooters this year to supplement those spots, and I trust those players more. I also think Cat individually was a better face up at times matchup for Jokic to lead into Rudy Gobert to rotate at times. I don't really trust Julius Randle with that assignment as much. Although, to be fair, I think Julius could actually feast in this series. It's possible, but Julius has also slowed down a lot to close out the season. So, um, I just trust Denver more for those particular reasons. I don't have it as a 4 game sweep, but I trust their offense more. I don't know about the Peyton Watson effect, but I do think their defense could reach a better level if he's able to play a good amount of minutes in this series. But yeah, that's why I personally would have Denver this year as compared to their previous matchups before in years past. That's my, I think, rationale. What's yours, real talk, and then we'll get to Mars.
I think this is going to be a tough series. I think this series is for sure going at least 6 games. It's going to be a back and forth series. I think if Minnesota does want to win, they have to go out there and get game one. Um, I do see both teams potentially blowing each other out at least one time. I think Denver can have one of the, hot hot nights from three. They're the best 3-point shooting team in my opinion in the league, or at least jump shooting team rather. I don't know what it is by percentage, but like
Mm,
the amount of shooters that they have. Nikola Jokic obviously mid range is in is lethal. Jamal Murray's been statistically the best pull up shooter in the league this year. Cam Johnson's a fantastic 3-point shooter. Aaron Gordon has turned himself into a sniper. Uh,
true.
um, Tim Hardaway Jr. has been a flamethrower off the bench for them this year as well. So they have 3-point shooting at damn near every position. Even Christian Brown to me is not as bad of a shooter as he showcased this regular season. He has seasons definitely shooting the ball better than this. And against that the Spurs when they dared him to shoot with very little closeout. I mean, he hits what 4 or 5 threes in that game. So I think it's going to be a tough game. I mean, a tough series. All in all, I'm going to go Minnesota. I just think that they know this Denver team. Um, and I also think one of the advantages that they do have compared to other teams, and very similar to like OKC, is everybody's like, oh, they can't guard Jokic. They can't guard Jokic. That's like, welcome Minnesota to the rest of the fucking league. Like, that's never really the reason on why you beat Denver per se is, oh, we can guard Jokic and you can't. but I do think they kind of take away some of the other stuff, right? I think Aaron Gordon has turned himself also into a really good mismatch attacker, but with the perimeter size that Minnesota has, I think they can switch some actions and not, get blitzed as far as Aaron Gordon drives or Aaron Gordon pickups. I think that they can sometimes switch some of the two-man action between Jokic and Murray and hold up well. I also think that Io DeSumo is one of the best screen navigators in the league. He's graded out to be like the fourth best one this year, and I think he's going to spend a lot of time on Jamal Murray, navigating that two-man game against Jokic and staying attached to Jamal Murray. So the big can stay on Nikola Jokic, but I think they can also do some of the swarming that OKC does against Denver, with putting a small on Jokic and having this foot speed, length, and athleticism to recover out of that. So I just think that people are definitely underestimating this Wolves team because they do have some very lackluster moments in the regular season. I definitely understand that, but the other difference, and I guess I'll end it here. Yes, are they more inconsistent? Absolutely. However, they beat them in 2024 with, in my opinion, a a worse Ant, like in a pretty substantially worse version of Anthony Edwards, I think, in my opinion.
Okay.
Um, and so if Ant is healthy, I think Ant is going to torch them. I don't think they have a player that can guard Anthony Edwards. I truly don't. And they don't have rim pro either. Peyton Watson played in that game. Just stop. Peyton Watson played in that game where I think it was the Christmas game, and Ant had like 45 or something. He's not stopping shit when it comes to Anthony Edwards himself. And so I think that they know they can't guard Anthony Edwards and his ability to get downhill consistently on his defenders. So I think they're going to have to double Ant and trap Ant from 30 plus feet away from the basket, which I then think is going to lead to elite offense for Minnesota because Minnesota does have shooting on their roster as well. And also, there's going to be a name and a player that when they got him back, I said he's going to be vital for them in the playoffs, and people laughed at it and all of that. But Kyle Anderson is going to be a part of Minnesota's rotation this series, and I think he's going to relieve some of that point guard duty for them a little bit.
Mm.
And he's going to be still one of the best switch defenders on their team as well, because Kyle Anderson can still do that, and expect him to play some of the small ball five in this series as well. So, I got Minnesota in seven if Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards are healthy. That is the big if coming into this series. But if they're healthy, I got I got Minnesota.
Okay. I appreciate the perspective from you. Real talk, Mars. I gave my perspective. What is yours on why Denver is gonna not only win the series but sweep them?
So it suck. There you go. There's not much really to it. It's kind of they just suck. Um, Real talk said their offense gets worse with Rudy on the floor, but they're going to play Rudy a lot of minutes, which means they're not going to score. And Rudy can't guard Jokic, so he's going to be out there for vibes. But then when they take him out, Jokic and the Nuggets are going to have 3 eats at the rim and from 3. They're the best shooting team in the league, like you said. Yeah, they can't guard Ant, but who cares? Just double him. The rest of the roster sucks. So yeah, Denver in 4.
Okay.
Nice analysis there from Euro Talk. I respect it. You really thought that through. I like it.
I mean, Nas Reed is a good player. Io DeSumo is a really good player. Julius Randle, I think, is going to have some. Depends on how they want to use Aaron Gordon. Because if they ever think like, oh, we're going to put Aaron Gordon on Ant, then Julius is going to cook because
They'll
the
probably put
weapon is
Christian Brown on
small.
Ant, but they're going to double him the
Yeah,
whole time anyway. So
He's gonna
yeah.
get double
So
teamed in the series. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
I do think the rest of this Minnesota roster can definitely play out of like catch and shoot and or closeout situation. So yeah, man. I. When Minnesota wins,
Jokic at A- room deterrent this year, by the way.
no facts. That's that's a stat you can
Playoff riser.
bank on right there, baby. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think suck is harsh, but at the same time, I've seen them suck. So I just think the up and downness of that, with I think Denver being a more reliably steady team that is easily one of the best if not the best offensive team in the league, makes me pick them over them. I do think there's a game where there will be probably Minnesota Magnet Ball, so I don't lean towards a sweep. But I do favor Denver in this series.
They could have a lucky game. Yeah, you're right. They could have a lucky game.
So,
So maybe 5 games.
cool. Outside of that, in the West, there's a series I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about. I don't know why, but any thoughts on Blazers Spurs? People just,
I mean, it just happened. That's why we haven't really had. And the Spurs are going to beat them in about 4 games.
No way. So disrespectful. You're just trolling. Was that accurate?
I mean, the Trailblazers aren't Minnesota, so I mean,
Oh,
I
the
guess,
7th seed isn't the 6th seed.
yeah, it's past his bedtime. He's getting delirious. You know, Mars is like a little.
Yeah,
You
I've
know,
been here for
Mars.
2 hours. This is going down.
You know,
has been a long one,
Mars
to be
like
fair. Yeah.
You know, Mars like a little child. Whenever Mars gets to, trolling and shit like that, I know he's sleepy. Somebody go burp the baby. But uh, I think the Spurs they're gonna make quick work of the Trailblazers because I've said this before. I think we talked about it a little bit. Wemby's gonna be able to stay next to the rim in that series, so they're gonna win. Just really that simple.
That's
Respect.
simple. Spurs in 7.
You think it really goes that long?
Yeah, the Blazers been having magnet ball for the last 3 weeks, so they're gonna be shooting the hell out of the ball. And obviously, the Spurs don't have experience, so they're gonna just give games away. Donovan clinging at the rim against slashing guards who haven't shown a propensity for high level shooting yet. Dylan Harper's gonna struggle. Stephon Castle gonna struggle finishing around him. Aaron is gonna have to shoulder a lot of offensive burden while Wemby is out there
Yeah.
getting picked on,
Probably do
because
that.
he's physically frail. I know Champagne's a playoff dropper. I ain't even got to see it to know that's the case. So he gonna shoot about 28% from 3 in this series. So when your best shooter is not going to be able to hit shots, and then your guards aren't going to be able to hit shots, and Wemby's going to be getting bullied, this is going to be a low scoring series for sure. A lot of games end in 104, 101. And when it comes to closing time, the Spurs are up and down. So yeah, I expect the Blazers. I think the Blazers are going to steal game 1. And then it's going to be panic stations for the media. Oh my God, are the Spurs going to lose? And then the Spurs are going to go up 3-1. And then the Spurs are going to blow game 5 and game 6. And it's going to go back to game 7. And then the Spurs are going to win game 7 by about 40. So, yeah.
That shit sound like cinema. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
How good will Denny be in the series to y'all?
Oh, he's going to be trash.
Yeah, and I do think Danny's probably going to struggle with the combination of dealing with Stephon Castle, and then again, he likes to drive, driving into Wemby. Good luck.
He gonna get Wemby in foul trouble.
He might get
Not
Stephon
foul.
Castle in foul trouble. Yeah, he might get
Yes,
Stephon Castle in foul trouble. If he does, that helps them for sure.
Yeah.
Just send him left. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see.
It's hard to do, man. It's hard to do.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
It
what
is
he
hard to
does.
get him out that right hand. I'm not gonna lie, especially in that playing game. That was kind of crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Real talk. We'll make this a quick one. Rockets Lakers. Any thoughts?
Yeah, Rockets in 5. LeBron's gonna LeBron one game.
Okay.
He's gonna LeBron one game, but outside of that, we're losing in 5 games. It's unfortunate. I do think fully healthy, that flips. I think we would have beat them in 5 games.
Okay.
And then we would have played Who in the second
OKC.
round? OKC.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a tough 7 game series. Game seven, can go either way. But unfortunately, we won't live to see that because we're gonna get bounced out in the first round because our two of our three best players are hurt. I used to think Austin Reeves is better than LeBron. He's not better than LeBron.
Okay. Is this also a 5 gamer for you too, Mars, or do you have them in 4 games?
No, this is a 6 game series for me for the Lakers. Lakers in 6. This Rockets offense is fake. It doesn't take much to beat them. Like, yeah, no Luka, whatever. The Lakers don't need to score 120 to win. They need to score 94. Like,
Mm.
it's not exactly rocket science and how to beat them. You double team KD and you realize the rest of the roster is inept. And then
Yeah.
you win a game by scoring 95 points. It's actually really not that difficult. I'm gonna see Josh Okogie out there, Dorian Finney-Smith. Might end up seeing Jay Sean Tate. Yeah,
DFS. Good lord.
double team Kevin Durant. There you go. Problem solved. Guess who can't shoot? Alperen Şengün. Guess who can't shoot? Amen Thompson. Guess who can't shoot the moment you make him put the ball on the ground? Jabari Smith. Guess who's never played playoff minutes before? Reed Shepherd. Guess who they're relying on as a wing defender? Josh Okogie. Okay, I'm cool. Tari Eason. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Lakers in 6. They lack talent, but you don't need much talent to beat Houston. It doesn't take a whole lot to figure out how to stop this offense. And if you're able to stop this offense, get out in transition. That's easy offense. LeBron's the best transition scorer in the league. As I've been told many, many times by a multitude of people. So when you're able to get that many stops, get out in
And it's a
transition,
plus.
create easy
Being a
offense.
great transition player means something. It's a good.
It is a positive.
When you're,
Yeah.
when you're able to get out in transition as much as they're going to be able to, when you have shooting like Luke Kennard and Rui Hachimura out there, alongside positional size, DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart at POA. Marcus Smart going to be guarding Kevin Durant with the help of double and triple teams, who we know Kevin Durant's going to average about 4.5 turnovers a game in this series. Meanwhile, I have LeBron James decision making with shooters around him. Yeah, I like my chance. This series also going to be slow. So the idea that like LeBron isn't able to LeBron James for more than 1 game, I don't buy into, because this series is going to be a grinder out series, which is better suited for a guy of his age. It's not like it's going to be a track meet where, the 1 day in between is going to be a problem for him. It's like, no, these games are going to be 85 possessions. Yeah, I expect LeBron to be able to play heavy minutes in a series like this. So yeah, Lakers in 6.
What a bit. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Mars. Love the devil advocacy that was provided.
I just don't buy into talent the way you guys do, especially when the talent sucks. But it's cool. You guys believed in Orlando this year, so explain why.
Whoa,
you guys
whoa,
don't
whoa,
actually
whoa, whoa,
understand.
whoa, 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 whoa! Don't say you guys. And wait, first off, you had Paolo on your All NBA team before the season
Yeah.
started.
And he would have made it.
So shut up, as you would say.
The only reason
Salary
Paolo's not
was-
all NBA this year is because of politics.
Fact.
Politics.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He can't even say this shit with a straight face.
Can't
Nah,
even say
fact,
this with a straight
fact,
face. Nah,
fact,
facts. Yeah. All that bullshit aside, though, I think the Rockets win the series. I think that the shooting from the Lakers is going to be their number one guide to trying to win the series. I think the athleticism gap is a huge thing. I think Alperen Şengün being a shitter is a thing. I think the same CTE that I see in the Wolves, I see a lot within the Rockets, so that might
Cooked
make
you
some of
last
the
time
games
we
closer.
played y'all, though.
Hey man, respect. True, fair.
Last time
But
we
yeah.
played y'all, he cooked y'all.
Right. That meant a lot. I think Tari Eason is going to be like a very shaky player at time, but again, I just think defensively the gap is going to be pretty solid, and I think it's enough for the Rockets to beat them. I got the Rockets. I don't.
So based on the 2 Lakers Rockets games we saw most recently, when Kevin Durant couldn't handle a double team, do you think they needed Luka and Austin Reeves to execute those game plans?
I love how both of us are Euro in this Discord.
I think that's a valid question.
We're not even. I'm not entertaining you. I'm just not.
So so you think they needed Luka and Austin Reeves to double team Kevin Durant and hold the
I
Rockets to
think we
90
needed
points?
Luka Doncic to win the game.
So when the Rockets scored
That's what
12 points in the fourth, you believe they
Yep.
needed Luka to win that game?
Yep.
I
Did
obviously
Alpha
disagree.
Sengun play?
In that game, no, he played in the next one,
No.
I believe.
hmm
Played in the next one, right? I think.
And that
Am I
next
wrong?
game where it was tight and contested, and Alpha's going to be playing in the series. Who took over the fourth quarter for us to win?
In that fourth quarter, I believe it was Lucas started throwing lobs to Braun and whatnot. So he had a really good fourth quarter in that game. If I remember correctly. I might be misremembering. Um, yeah.
He threw one to Rui. He threw one to
Yeah,
LeBron.
he split a pick and roll, got into the
Yeah.
middle, threw a lob. Yeah.
Yep.
That was really
And he hit the
impressive.
double step back over Jabari Smith.
Can LeBron throw lobs?
Sure. Could he hit double step backs? No.
Doesn't need to. You know why? Because we can just lower our shoulder, get to the rim.
No, facts. He'll be doing that late in the fourth quarter.
No, late in the fourth quarter, he's gonna be in the post. Drawing double teams for 50% 3-point shooters in the corners. Lobs to DeAndre Ayton in the dunker spot when they double team, one pass away. Yep. I've already
He's,
yeah.
he's for sure going to catch it. I mean, that one thing we know about DeAndre Ayton,
Yeah, he's gonna catch
gloves
lobs.
for hands, man.
Yeah, I've already seen the avenues for the Lakers to be successful, but I mean, it can be cool to gimmick, and then when the Lakers end up being up 3-2 in the series, it'll be like,
Yeah.
And then when I try to claim my flowers for being right, I'm gonna have to listen to Real Talk say, "Well, you was trolling, you didn't actually believe it," while it's actively unfolding the way I said it would. So I'm not even gonna be able to claim my victories because Real Talk's gonna accuse me of trolling when everything I said would happen ends up unfolding. So
Because you're absolutely
I'm
trolling.
not
But
even going to claim my victories. It's fine. I'm just gonna let it slide.
this is one of
I'm
your
gonna let it
best things
unfold.
that you do. I'm not going to lie. This is one of
Really
the best
good.
things that you do because if it does happen to happen, you'll be like, see, I said, but then when it doesn't happen, you'll be like, bro, taking me serious. I was trolling. Just like your Piston Spurs finals pick, right?
That shit
Absolute
aging
troll
so
of a
well.
pick.
That shit is aging so well.
Absolute troll of a pick. But, fucked around, might be right about that. And then I was saying, oh man, Pinstra
But
Mars or whatever the
I'm
fuck
a
that was.
visionary. That's what I
Henstra
am. I'm a
Mars.
visionary.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a
I'm a
moniker.
visionary. So right now, what did I have? Denver, the Lakers, and San Antonio, right? And then
Yeah.
OKC, we all agree are beating whoever comes out the play, which is Golden State.
I
I
mean,
don't.
maybe you could explain why Golden State wins. I
Oh yeah,
don't
you know
know.
what, Mars?
You're on a
Yeah,
roll.
yeah.
Oh no,
Why don't you give us
that's
that?
unexplainable. No, they're getting destroyed.
Oh, really? So
Like
that's
it's
not
bad.
explainable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
Okay.
not even close. I don't even think they should show up for the series. If I'm being honest,
I mean, the
just go
gravity.
home.
You know what I'm saying? Draymond's gonna really bully Chet Holmgren. He's gonna be like a little boy to him. OKC shooting sus. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry shooting not sus.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting a little bit convinced. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying? We know exactly what Lou Dort brings to a series, and we know how Kerr feels about not guarding players like a Lou Dort and how you beat OKC with off-ball actions, not on the ball, because they have great POA. So you just play them off the ball, and then Porzingis as a spacing big, so Chaz to actually come out of the paint. You want to do that?
Draymond playing gap help on Shea drives. Porzingis meeting him at the rim.
I'm just saying, if Draymond can guard Kawhi, why not Shea? They're both
Odds charges.
all NBA players, first team. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Enough bullshit though.
OKC in 5. OKC in 5. I actually think the Warriors can get a game now.
Cool.
I actually think they can get a game. I'm convinced.
To every Warriors fan in the chat, you can't say I didn't do my job. All right. Now that that's done.
That was competitive.
Yeah. Moving on to the next round. Real talk. You have the Wolves advancing, but I'm just gonna say Wolves # Denver because we have, different takes, whatever. Do any of those teams beat the Spurs?
I think both of those teams beat the Spurs.
Okay.
I think the Spurs season ends in round 2.
I think the Nuggets would beat the Spurs. The Wolves would not.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually have Denver going to the conference finals, and I think a huge part of it is what the Spurs do well. Honestly, this is not hard hitting basketball analysis. Jokic kills Wemby. They have a more consistent offense. They have better shooting. Obviously they're gonna help off of Brown a ton, but I can't take off the table. There's a chance Aaron Gordon pops off as one of the better players in the series because he's pretty good in the playoffs. So that could also happen again. And I just like their shooting more for a full overall series. Yeah, I actually have Denver this year, which is very surprising because I leapfrog between the Spurs a ton. But it seemed like y'all also feel that way.
Yeah, I just kind of think that the Spurs. I don't particularly trust them as much in this playoff setting as like a Denver or a Minnesota. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think the perimeter play can kind of wane between. Unfortunately, my guy Fox has not been closing the season too impressive. Stephon Castle is still like a playoff player. I'm wondering about. Um, I'm. It's funny. Like a strength of theirs is their guard play, but I also think like it's still one of their question marks in come postseason times. Like, is their guard play going to be enough? Particularly decision making and shooting. Um, because all three of them, I mean, Fox is still their best pull up shooter, but like, I know people have been, bragging about, um, Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle and their 3-point percentage, but like,
Yeah,
majority of those looks are catch and shoot threes. Um, very little like off the bounce pull up game is there between their perimeter players, and I think come playoff time, that's going to be a major concern for them as an offensive unit. So I'm kind of questioning them now if they can find success, which they haven't been able to offensively. But if they can find some success, let's say if they do match up with Denver with a Cornet Wemby lineup, um, I think that kind of would flip the series a little bit for them because then I
okay.
think they could deal with Jokic a lot better. But if they're going to just one on one Wemby Jokic, you know, GG's man, he be frying that nigga, bro.
Does Jamal Murray have to play well for them to win this series?
It would help.
It would help. But is
It's
it
a
like,
mandatory. I mean, it depends how you
yeah,
define well. Am I like, is he just going to play way worse than he did in the regular season? Then that's not ideal. But if he just plays like slightly worse than he does in the regular season, I don't think that's going to hurt them from winning the series. Denver, not Denver, San Antonio just can't guard Denver. I think
yeah,
we've seen that shown many, many times. And if a top, what are they, the second best defense in the league? The second
Yeah.
best defense in the league can't get stops. They're right.
Yeah, that's their
yeah,
problem. It's like if they it'll be one thing if they were like struggling offensively but showed the capability to consistently boggle down the Nuggets offense,
yeah,
then you may still can take San Antonio on like a grimy, grinded out series. But I mean if Denver's gonna be able to consistently hit 115, 120 plus, I don't know if the Spurs are going to be able to keep up with that over the course of 7 games.
yeah. And like I don't want to be like an asshole about this because this also isn't, I think, hard hitting, but dead ass Jokic can put Wemby in real foul trouble situations. And Wemby off the floor minutes in this series are going to be vital for them to have a chance. You know, actually, I'm wondering like how many minutes you think Wemby will average in this series.
What did you say? How many what?
Minutes.
Yeah.
Depends how close the games are. Um, 35, 36,
Oh, that's it?
34 to 36. Yeah, 34 to
Okay.
36, I guess.
Yeah. So basically under 40. Okay. Yeah. I mean
I
that's
think it's going to
Of
be like,
8
it's
minutes
going to have to be
stints.
like
So
38.
I think
Oh,
for
yeah, I
them to
don't think it's gonna
win, it
score
has to
that
be
Because
many.
higher.
Jokic is gonna be playing 38 plus for
No,
sure.
Jokic gonna play 12 in the first, probably 6 in the second, ends with 18 at the end of the first half, and then play the full third, which will be what's that? 30 minute. Wait, is that 30 minutes? 12
I'll be
plus?
right back.
Yes, that's 30 minutes. And
Yeah.
then he'll probably play depends on how close the game is, the last 7 or 8. Yeah, probably about 36 or 38 minutes for Jokic, depends on how close the games are.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Might be about 34 to 36. Yeah.
I really feel like those minutes with Jamal and Jokic are gonna have to be met a bit more with Wemby in the lineup because I feel like when he's not there, a lot of aspects of what they do well kind of struggles. And again, if that's happening, then they need to get more of a force off of their bench in those minutes. I think Castle offensively in this series could look kind of rough. I think that's possible for Castle. So I don't know. I find that somewhat interesting, but yeah, it leads me to having Denver going to the conference finals. And I'm assuming you also would say OKC's also going to go to the conference finals, or do you think there's any fight they could put up in the
No,
second round?
they mocked the Lakers.
Okay,
Another team that shouldn't even bother showing up to the series.
fair. So
Go ahead.
so that's fun. So that means we have another Western Conference Finals rematch of Denver versus OKC.
That was the second round series last year. Put some respect on Minnesota.
I mean, true. So you would also have that as well.
Y'all keep. It's funny how you forgot that. It's symbolic.
Well, Road Talk has Wolves.
No.
OKC in
Yeah.
the conference finals.
Yeah.
I
You have
have
Denver
I
against
have Denver
Wolves, right?
OKC. Yeah.
So real talk, you
So
have Minnesota beating
Minnesota
OKC this
making
year.
3 straight conference finals. 3 straight conference finals.
It's really good for them.
Yo,
By the way, W team.
and
What's the most
they're
conference
going to do it
finals in a row a team has made without ever winning one?
without winning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question.
I don't know.
Because the
Would it
Suns
be?
made it back to back in 05 and 06, but they didn't
Mhm.
make it in 07. How many times in a row did the Knicks make it in the 90s before 94?
Oh, I could not tell you that.
Maybe the Pacers back then, because the Pacers used to just make it to the conference finals and then lose. Live research.
Says
The Knicks only made it once in 93. They suck.
yeah, they have this for championships, not actual back to back conference
Pacers
finals
in 98 lost in
appearances.
the conference finals,
Mm-hmm.
but then they missed the playoffs in 97 and lost in the first round in 96. Interesting. I can't. So, someone will look that up.
Yeah.
Someone will tell me at some point.
If you do find out, I'd love to know. But so you do have Minnesota beating OKC though, is what real talk is saying, right?
No,
Oh,
no.
oh no. Oh, okay. I thought you actually
Yeah,
had.
no.
Okay.
My heart would love an Anthony Edwards finals appearance, but
Whew.
if I'm going to project, no, they're not. They're not beating OKC. I do think they can make that series competitive, far more competitive than what it was like last season. Um, but nah, I still got OKC. Probably in like 6.
Okay. All right. So that's the West Side. The East Side, I think, should be a much shorter conversation. I could be wrong. I don't want to like have crazy amount of time on this, but any hope in the Hornets or the Magic beating the Pistons first round?
I have hope in the Hornets. The Magic counter. I have hope in the
Hell
Hornets.
yeah. I would say hell no on the Magic. So
I
Mars,
still
I
got the
said
Pistons,
this.
but I got hope.
Yeah. I said this earlier. I initially believed that the Hornets could beat the Pistons in the first round. I still believe they have the potential to, but the issue I'm having is like the size mismatches and also Musa not being a real offensive player. And like, yeah, I know, right? Shocker. I think that's an issue. So
Yeah, I used to think like, oh, the Hornets can do it, but I think they're allowed out, but an out nonetheless. Like
yeah, that's what
they
I'm on.
can't beat the Pistons. I don't believe that they can't beat the Pistons. Orlando is getting beaten 3 games, so that's not even worth conversing about. But
Fair.
yeah, Charlotte, sh- that play-in game, um, and also just like some concerns I have about LaMelo Ball as a 2 point
Interior
scorer.
scoring. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, I think they're gonna do it. And Miles Bridges isn't the level of player they need him to be either.
And Khan's a
And
rookie.
yeah, and if Khan gonna be playing like that come playoff time, we're gonna have to
Woo.
need Khan Harris.
Khan Harris.
As
Yeah,
in
that
Joe
Joe Harris.
Harris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not fair. But
Went from
I'll
Clay
be going to
Thompson
those
to Joe
games. So
Harris.
I hope they
Shit,
at
Klay
least.
Thompson has some stinkers in the playoffs too. He was just on a super team, so no one cares. It's cool.
Mm.
I mean, had a 50% true shooting with Steph and KD in the lineup.
2017, Clay shot below 40% the whole postseason, and they went 16-1.
Yes,
From
he
A
did.
three
luxury.
or just
No, from the
No,
floor.
the field?
periods. Yeah,
Yeah.
periods.
Overall.
But they went 16-1, so no
But we
one
went 16
cared.
and 1 that year. Yeah, so no one really care.
I could have. I mean, he still shot like 39 from three, so salute to him.
Well,
Because
okay. Well,
because he's Klay Thompson. But contrary to like popular belief, Klay shot more twos than threes.
I think
So
90
the
Clay
fact
had
that he
real
shot sub
potential.
4,
Man.
the fact that he shot sub 40% from the field actually does still mean something.
Yeah.
So yeah, salute.
Fair. Well, that's the first
shooting
round.
more twos than threes as Clay Thompson is actually helmet worthy. I'm not gonna lie. That
Helmet
is
So,
worthy.
so
okay,
dumb.
so let's put some respect because Klay Thompson did that every single year of their KD years
That's
in the
dumb.
playoffs.
Yeah, it's
That, people don't seem to remember Klay Thompson was like a mid-range guy.
he
He
did
was a
try to
mid-range
get to
guy,
his
yeah.
mid-range guy. Yeah, his mid-range
Like,
bag a lot.
you go
But
back and watch the
yeah.
game. I think people view like those teams through such a modern lens. Like they'll be shocked at how many mid-range jumpers those teams shot.
Mhm.
Particularly like Kevin Durant, everyone knows, but like
Mhm.
Clay was a high volume mid-range shooter. Like if he pump fakes and you fly by, he's not
He's shooting
sidestepping.
that midi.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna
He's
take the step.
stepping in.
Yeah.
He's gonna take that midi.
Now in 2026, that's a sidestep for like
Yeah.
everyone. So like
Mhm.
Clay in
He's a good
today's game,
KB.
prime Clay, that's maybe like 11 threes a game. But back
Yeah.
then, it was like 8 threes, 7 threes. So Clay did what he does.
Fairs. Yeah. Yeah. Well, shout out to the Warriors, I guess. But yeah, Pistons. I have you coming out of the first round. Also, if they make it the second round, I have tickets for the rest of the playoffs. So ideally, go to the finals for me. You know what I'm saying? I will be making myself a good little
You have
profit.
tickets for the rest of the playoffs?
I sure do. Mm-hmm.
How does that happen? How do you do that?
So I locked these in when they were ass, and I just never like sold my membership, so I kept it, and now I'm reaping my real benefits. So how they do it is that they prorate you based on if they're playing a full 7-game series, and if they wind up not playing those games, they reimburse you. And I have the power to sell them as well as we progress throughout the playoffs. So hopefully they go on a super long playoff run. We hope.
Smart man. Smart man.
Yes. All right. Next series.
I should have did that with the Rockets when they was ass.
You should have.
They was ass for a good little minute.
I want to be clear. I began this membership the year they had Monty Williams and lost the most games in a row. Like I was actively going to games that season, and I just locked in my future seating. So thankfully, I have the lower rates, which is great for me. So yeah, that's cool. But anyway, enough about the Pistons. Celtics Sixers. Love the Sixers. Love the story. No Joel Embiid. I don't think he's coming back, Mars. Sorry. I have the Celtics outright winning. Is there any pushback on that, or?
No, Celtics.
I mean,
is
yes,
the
but when I
vibe.
push back, I'm trolling, so we can move on. It's fine. Just know it's Philly and 6.
Philly and 6.
He put the fist up.
Philly
Philly and 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Respected. I respected to that. Yeah. I'm gonna say this though. I will say the Tatum Brown stuff that I feel like we're not talking about enough is like them performing at an efficient level as a duo versus good competition. Like I think that can happen this year, but it's been up or down for them before in the past. I will say that. I do think this team probably has better shooting though.
I just I don't know if they have better shooting than what they just had.
Yeah, the Al Horford, Porzingis.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Tony. I'm not talking. No. So I don't mean 24. I'm talking about like the broken down version of themselves in the playoffs, where like they weren't hitting at the same clips, and guys were like actually not playing
The
games.
one
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
I'm not concerned about Boston until like the conference finals. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, so you think
Damn.
Boston gonna beat the Knicks if they beat the Hawks in the first round?
Yeah, I have Boston winning that series. Now,
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
gonna act like I can't see the Knicks beating them because I definitely can still see it. But like the Knicks and the Wolves are kind of my two teams all year. It got shaky with the Wolves. I stayed there
They got real shake with
because
the Knicks. Apparently,
yeah,
you did
but
not
I've
stay.
I've left the Knicks though. Yeah, I've left the Knicks. Um,
Okay.
yeah, the Celtics are. I got the Celtics, but again, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if the Knicks did knock them off again.
Okay. So for Mars, if you have to do Knicks Hawks, if Nikhil is like at an elevated level, is there any chance he can be the best player in the series to you?
Control.
I'm
Talking about
well,
Nikhil being
sorry.
the best player in the series, sharing the floor with Cat and Jalen Russell.
I'm not sure. I'm just asking for
That
your
boy said
perspective.
Cat first. He
he
can definitely outplay Cat this year.
can
That's
outplay
not
Cat,
even
Cat in the
He
series.
can
okay.
outplay Cat this series and against a team that employs zero bigs.
I think Cat's gonna kill in this series. By the way, I'm just that'll happen. But
I mean, I guess if he
Cat
crashes
PR is
off of the
fried, by the way. I
glass,
just want to put out there. Cat
it
PR is
is.
fried.
I don't think it's
It
all Cat's
is.
fault. I don't like. I do think the point about Josh Hart and like the bigs are like I hear all that stuff. Although to be fair, Josh Hart has been a sniper this season on lower volume. That's fair. But that's why I would have the Knicks beating the Hawks because of like the big matchup. So that's fine. But if the Knicks match back up with the Celtics, are they going to survive the shooting stuff again?
Celtics is kind of is tough. I don't know. I don't even think they. I still don't think the Knicks were good enough last year to beat the Celtics, but they beat them. So
Is this
no,
true?
I got the Celtics going to the conference finals. Well, if they were to beat Philly, which I don't believe they will, but if they did beat Philly,
Right.
yeah.
Facts,
Add the caveat that obviously we need to, but yeah, if they were to somehow get through Philly, yeah, I got them beating the Knicks or the Hawks. And no, I do not think Nikhil can be the best player in the series.
Okay.
But I don't think Nikhil is going to be the best player in the series.
Okay.
That's because you don't know ball.
I mean, I'm fine not knowing ball. I've never claimed to know ball. There's a lot of people who know ball a lot more than me. There's also just a lot of people that know it a lot less than me.
And we humble.
Very, very average in my ball knowledge, which I'm fine with.
I'm very above average.
I still don't know what greatness is, me personally.
And yet we probably make the same amount doing this shit. So clearly one of us is overpaid or one of us is underpaid. So I don't mind.
Oh, y'all getting paid. All right. I think the most interesting series in the Eastern Conference, and this could low-key be the most interesting in the playoffs, if it goes awry, would be Raptors Cavs. Assuming like the defensive tilt and the physicality things still haunt the Cavs. I'm not gonna lie to you, people are gonna bring up Harden and D Mitch. I get it. Jared Allen, what are you doing in this series? That's what I want to know.
He hooping.
Is he open?
Yes. I think people I think this is just a series no one really cares about, if I'm being honest.
Probably.
I don't think people care that much about it, so they just kind of just go like, oh, the Cavs are gonna win. I got the Raptors in 7. See, like people
How
like
much
real
longer
talk.
we got, man?
Yeah,
How much longer we got with this, man?
for whatever reason, people just view this series as like a formality. So like the idea of the Raptors winning the series is just unfathomable. But looking at it, it's just the Cavs have they lack a lot of lineup flexibility for me in terms of what they're able to get to. And every lineup they put out there has like clear holes that can be attacked. And I think the Raptors are a good team in terms of attacking those holes. If they want to like lean into their offense and they take out one of their bigs, then you end up sacrificing a lot of interior presence and interior defense, in which I think the Raptors can exploit. But if you end up going with your double big looks, then you end up having Scotty Barnes as a roamer, and he's a very, very damaging defender. While you still have guys who are able to defend in isolation, they also just don't have many other guys who you trust to be able to play out of closeouts. Keon Ellis, I don't even think is that good. Um, I don't want to actually see him that much. And then
Hmm.
when I have Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley out there, the paint becomes so congested on offense that do I trust you to be able to score consistently? Donovan Mitchell has struggled against the Raptors this season in large part because of how aggressive the Raptors are in terms of their help defense. So if they're able to swarm the ball due to the Cavs' lack of spacing, they end up being able to get out in transition, force turnovers. That's where they thrive. But then if the Cavs try to counter that by adding more spacing to their roster, they end up downsizing and then they end up dying on the glass and dying on the interior. So I don't know what the Cavs' answers are to the Raptors' speed, athleticism, swarming defense, and transition play. I just think the Cavs have a lot of talent to where they can win games, which is why I have this series going 7. But as the series does extend and James Harden gets worn down with his playmaking and scoring responsibilities, plus the shooting variance of heavy 3 point rates, which is what James Harden relies on. Yeah, I'm gonna favor the Raptors in a 7-game series. So yeah, I have the Raptors in 7.
I know that one. Sorry, I know a lot of people do not care about this series. In fact, I'm pretty sure this series is the Cavaliers versus Orlando series that no one really cared about that went 7 games. That like no one really watched or talked about until like the final game where Franz was, whatever. Like I hear that, right? I I personally feel this way, bro. Jarrett Allen for me is the guy that I am circling because in postseason before he has completely disappeared, and his presence, as you said, I think with Mobley does limit the spacing. Real talk. If you could look up these numbers, I would really appreciate it. But I do feel like in my brain, ever since the Harden trade, Harden's best lineups have been with the shooters more than with Allen. I could be wrong about that. I don't know because I know Allen has played really well. I believe since Harden got there, but Harden's at his best when it's good floor spacing around him, to me at least. And if you limit that, I mean, that'll hurt when you put actual wings on him and whatnot.
Take a look at good old cleaning the glass.
I need to buy that again. I actually don't have that right now, sadly. I'll tap in.
Cleveland, this one's for you.
Porzingis is questionable for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not
No
surprised.
way.
What
No
you
You
mean,
guys
no
still gonna
way?
win. Yeah, you guys still gonna win, but he is questionable.
Listen, I've been so traumatized for this season, Mars, that like that whole thing of don't worry, they'll still win. I don't know. This team won 37 games.
You can run the pessimistic gimmick about your team as Suns FC by proximity to Jalen Green. It was over the moment you guys won yesterday. It was over.
Damn, the moment the moment we won, this shit was done.
Yeah, so I was like, it helped because I was pushing the agenda for Steph yesterday anyway. So I was like, yes, the Warriors won. My agenda prevailed. And then the
Oh,
moment I
I
got
see.
high, I was like, it's over. Jalen Green, no playoffs. So,
Yeah,
I won, but it came at a price.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. What's it?
I'm looking at this.
Mhm.
It's not many possessions because obviously James Harden got there kind of late, but um, James Harden, D. Mitch, Sam Merrill, Dean Wade, Evan Mobley is actually their. Let me make sure. That's their lineup with the most possessions when it comes to like James Harden being involved. Um, the next time he pops up is James Harden, D. Mitch, Sam Merrill, Ellis, Evan Mobley.
Okay.
Now the one with Merrill, they do have a 126.8 offensive rating, um, which is
Mm.
very impressive. Merrill and Dean Wade. The one with Harden, D. Mitch, Merrill, Keon, um, only a 105.5 offensive rating, so that's stinky. Let me get to the lineup. You were looking for like the two bigs.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like
2 big
yeah,
lineups.
like how that does. Because I'm not really sure. I forgot.
I mean, this damn near too little of a sample size to even.
Oh,
Let me
well,
see.
The Cavs are 0-2 against the Raptors this year, but those games were so long ago, and not even just pre-Harden trade, just pre the Cavs even getting good. So
damn,
like, there's
really?
not much you
Oh,
can really, there's not much you can really take from it. In
fair.
terms of like who won and who lost, it's just in terms of how they guarded Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion. Which is why I spoke about obviously him struggling individually. There's just a lot of questions. Also, like James Harden is an egregious defender at this point, so having him out there with Donovan Mitchell, I'm pretty sure those lineups have really, really bad defensive numbers. So
Could be
there's
some
just
value. Yeah.
it's tough. That's it. It's tough. I think it's a close series. Kind of the moral of the
The
story.
lineup is. They actually have never played as far as like with Tyson, Mitchell, Harden, Allen, and Mobley have never. They haven't shared the court. All
They
five of
haven't
them.
shared
You
the
can't
court
start.
all.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
well,
can't start just throwing lineups out there in the playoffs that have never played together. In my opinion, anyway.
that's a bad idea.
Oh,
So
you use. Look how quick he tried to use that.
you can't just
Mm-hmm.
start throwing
You
lineups
can't
that
just
have
start
never
just start
played.
lineup.
You
Yeah,
can't just
bro.
try some shit. No, not yet. No.
Yeah, you can't just be like, oh, this lineup that's never played before. Let's just throw it out there and see if it works.
Okay.
You can't just do that, in my opinion.
Well,
So
off
it's tough.
off off the information Real Talk has provided, because again, I do have the Cavs winning this series, but I seriously am with Mars. Like, I do believe the length and the size of the Raptors historically, teams like that give the Cavs issues on top of the spacing crumbling and players choking, if I'm being quite honest with you. So I think all of that makes it a more questionable series for me, but I still lean Cavs because of the talent. That's my take on it.
I'm not gonna lie though. It looked like they Mobley, Tyson, and
Mm-hmm.
Allen lead. That leads to great results for them. The fourth
I
can
like
be
Jalen
Harden
Tyson.
or Mitchell, but those lineups
I
are.
think I think Kenny Atkinson is 50-50 on Tyson because he says he needs to earn his minutes to become a starter. And listen, I don't know. I actually want to see how this plays out. That's why I said I think this series is low-key interesting, even though no one probably cares about it. But
With all three of them on
The
the
three
court
most
now, it's
important
not
wings are going
worth.
to be Tyson, Struess, and Dean Wade, in my opinion. Like we good
right,
off
yeah,
everyone else. Those three are going to be crucial for them.
fair, fair. But to be fair, that is a lot of time spent on this series. We can pivot into um, I think the finals. It seemed like the Celtics you guys have, I think, going to the finals. I had them as well going to the finals. Do any of these teams beat the Pistons if you're the Cavs or the Raptors?
I think the Cavs can, but I'm not picking them. So
I
I got
like
the
Detroit
Pistons.
better than them, honestly.
Yeah, I got the Pistons in the conference finals against Philly.
We back, Detroit. We back. Okay, cool. So Detroit in the conference finals versus Boston or Philadelphia. Hilarious. Who you got, Real Talk? I think that's a fun series, right?
Yeah, because I do think that the Pistons can give Jalen and Jason some real problems, like real problems, and make them inefficient scores. Which I think this year, like to me, the Celtics have had they created a uh, a threshold that was or their floor was so high that even if Jason and Jalen were like inefficient putting the ball in the basket, it didn't really hurt them as far as still being a championship caliber team. I just think the roster was that talented.
Yeah.
But going into the playoffs this year, they need Jalen and Jason to be like really good. I don't think they're not skating by with Jason Tatum being a
Our
below
bad game
average
shooting
scorer.
wise, but like the rebound.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
they're
yeah,
not doing it this year. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna lean Celtics though, because I still trust their offense more than Detroit, and I still think Boston is an elite defense themselves. So I'm gonna go Detroit, but That one can get shaky for the Celtics.
Yeah. I have the Celtics because of the offensive questions I have with Detroit. It's still the same. However, I think what makes it dangerous is if Detroit is consistently forcing turnovers and Boston is doing this chat GBT bullshit where they can't really get in the other shots and it's just a bunch of threes and then the variance is falling short. The longer the series is, I think defensively the pressure from the Pistons is going to make it harder. But I just like Boston more as like a balanced team on both ends, so I'm leaning Boston. But I do agree it does get dicey. But I do have Boston going to the finals this year. Oh, heads up, Mars, you're
Muted.
muted.
Philly in 6.
Respect, respect. All
You're
right.
not black. You don't claim black. Put your fists down. Thank you.
This ain't about being black.
No,
I'm Dominican.
this is Black Power, so you can't do that.
I can do what I want.
It's a
No,
white
you
fist.
can.
Yeah. Yeah. Hatred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't hold it there the rest of the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
gonna
about
cut
to
to
do
the
that. I'm,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I've had you guys here long, so I'm gonna just get right to the chase. Even if Boston does make it to the finals, I still have my same pick I've had the whole year. I think OKC goes back to back this year. I think they break the streak. I think players are gonna have to play to a certain level, of course, for them to get that far. But I just think the reliability of Shea and the defensive pieces on the roster are going to be strong. I think it does matter seeing how Jalen Williams bounces back, of course, as a player because he's been really up and down and really just out of the year. But I think the flip side to that is that he's going to have the legs, real talk, to make it through a full run at the very least. I think the fatigue of him is going to be as great as the other players. So I still have OKC winning everything, me personally.
Yeah, I got OKC going 16 and 3 or 4 in this playoff run.
wow.
Um, they should sweep the first two series like dead ass. Um, then a game or two in the conference finals on Minnesota,
Okay.
um, or San Antonio, I guess. Um, Even if they play Denver, I expect them to beat Denver in like 5, 6 games. I don't think that's going to be much of a competitive series either, to be honest with you. Uh, and then they go 5 or 6 with Boston.
Okay.
But in the end, OKC beats Boston. I just think I'm just going to trust SGA and OKC to figure some of that stuff out offensively. Because I do think that Boston like posed a real problem to them in that last matchup that we saw in Boston. Like the fact that Jalen Brown does have like real physical advantages against a lot of their perimeter defenders, and they like to switch so he can kind of get the one he wants. He was kind of going at AJ Mitchell a lot. He was hunting Cason Wallace. Um, so it'd be interesting to see what they do with that. Do they continue to switch and try to fight through some ball screens and stuff? But at the end of the day, OKC's the best roster in the league, best team in the league, with the best player in the league. So I got OKC in about 6.
All righty. And Mars for your OKC Philly pick. So unserious, man. So unserious. Well, you saw Mars' answer, I guess. All right, hang on. On a serious note though, who do you have?
Bro, you think you're about to get that from him?
Probably not, but
Okay, so
worth the
first
shot.
of all, appendicitis does not keep you out for the whole playoffs.
Okay.
It keeps you out for a couple of weeks. So all
Okay.
I need is for Maxi and Paul George to stay strong. Get me to game 5 tied 2-2. We'll handle the rest. That's it. Get me to game 5 tied 2-2. We'll handle the rest. And then we'll be good to go from the second round on. And yeah, respectfully, we not worried about no fucking New York Knicks round 2. Okay. already given them 50 in the playoffs, so be cool. So
No, you cooking.
Yeah. Respect.
I'm not even cooking. I'm just observing. So stay strong.
All right, Fizz. Well, I'll say this. We'll be able to do a full recap after the season is over. We'll see how most of these takes age and whatnot as per usual. But fellas, I appreciate y'all for coming on. Fun times talking hoops with y'all as always. And in the middle of the playoffs, I can't wait to see what that show looks like for all of these series. I still think for me, I think Cavs, Raptors. I think OKC versus Denver, and I do think Boston versus Pistons are going to be my most intriguing series if they're all to happen. So that's my take. But you can catch Mars at Mars Talk Sports. He's one half of the Hoop Talks podcast. They will be doing some more
And
content.
the town hall
Oh, that too.
hoops
Yeah.
streams. He's one half of that too.
Yes. He's a very busy man. He wears multiple different hats. So make sure to tap in. All of those links will be in the description box. His name's in the title. And same thing to Real Talk. He makes a lot of content around the NBA and more stuff as well. It's going to be a very fun offseason as we, dissect more hoop things and things of that nature. So tap into everyone. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to everybody's channels. And we'll catch y'all in the next one. Any closing words for the stream? Real Talk and Mars.
Appreciate you having us. I do want to do an update and just to let everybody know because we were kind of in question on what we were going to do as far as the town hall hoop stream this weekend because obviously the playoff games are here, but we have confirmed
Good
that
question.
we will be going live after the Laker Rocket game. So after all of the games conclude,
Okay.
we will be live, and it's going to be like I guess somewhat of an instant reaction type vibe going on. So make sure y'all pull up to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's gonna be fun after seeing all the playoff games. I mean, if Minnesota wins game one, you might want to be at that straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely tap into that. I would love to tap in for one of those if I had the time. I'd be tired as shit, but definitely for at least one of them, I want to tap in for sure. Cause let me tell you something. If the Lakers are up 2-0, which would be hilarious, I gotta tap in. So I will be making that a push for sure. That would be super fun. And then Mars would be like, well, see, I told you guys in the panel predictions, like
I won't even victory lap. I don't need to victory lap. I realize I'm right so often. If I victory lapped every time, that actually
it wouldn't even be fun. Yeah, fairs.
Yeah, I'm not even going victory lap.
No, you speeding. You've been speeding the past like hour. I ain't gonna lie. This has been peak ball knowledge coming
Peak
from
spits.
Mars. If you're not tapped in, make sure that you tapped in, man, for real.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been up here learning so much from Mars right now.
Absolutely. But
and I just want you to know that.
Yeah. Love these guys. Tap into their content on a serious note. Love the talks that we're able to have and the banter. And I'm pretty sure that it'll be more of this once the awards and the playoffs are over. But peace out, people. Have a go and appreciate the support that y'all have been giving me. This is the most consistent that I've been. Got my teeth done. Hamstring is almost 100% repaired. So we are in good shape for the summertime, which matters. Take care of your health, but appreciate basketball because we're about to lose the sport for a while until we get to WNBA talks, which will be super duper fun when we tap in. Shout out to Chandy Carter, by the way. We back. Chandy Carter MC, we back.
They let the demon back home. Demon home.
Demon home. Yeah. So yeah.
Mars, you gotta tap into the W, man.
I do. I got my league pass. They just emailed me saying my subscription about to renew in 2 months. Well, next month actually, because next month is May. Yeah, they told me my thing about to renew next month. We locked in.
I'm gonna have to get on that, share a plan with the homie of mine. But yeah, all right. Enough yaps. So peace out, people. Have a good one. Tap into Town Hall and more things from these two. Again, links are gonna be in the description box. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Christmas.